thank you for the hearts.
Thank you for the hearts, Ethereal.
Thank
You both look so cute. Thank you,
Oh,
Bear.
thank you.
I'm gonna put myself little again.
So, through doing this cosplay, I learned that I have an astigmatism in this eye, which is why it's very hard for me to read. So I'm getting contacts just for this cosplay.
The things you find out with cosplay, yes, it's not mascara, actually. It's, I used false eyelashes and I had to trim them, and I did something that I so do not recommend people do. I realized that they needed to be trimmed as they were already on. Thank you for the hearts, Dennis.
Thank you for the hearts.
I realized that they had to be trimmed as they were already on, and so I tried to trim them.
Oh no.
That was a terrible idea, but I didn't have time and I didn't have any spares. Eliza, no, come on.
We're getting showered with hearts. We haven't even started reading. Thank you. Thank you. Making it rain hearts. Thank you for the little Julian emotes.
Emoji.
Emoji.
Okay, we have 31 people in already. I know quite a bit RSVP'd, but make it rain.
Make it rain.
Lots of new people. Thank you to the Arcana team for shouting us out.
Thank you.
I'm gonna actually attempt to do a little bit of a soundtrack today because I do have on hand an Arcana playlist with the actual soundtrack from the game, but I also have a song that I specifically like picked. It's an instrumental like background track that I picked specifically for the love scenes in this route. So we're gonna be having that one too. Hi, Sarah. We were literally waiting for you to get started. We couldn't start without you.
We love you too.
First time here, but I already love you both. Thank you so much. Hi, Hazi. Oh, thank you so much. So, because there's lots of new people here today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little recap of what happened in episode 1, and then we're gonna read episode 2 and episode 3. Okay. Because we do not have time to read 3 full episodes. They get quite long in this story. And I actually am curious to know if I know that there are some people who follow my streams who are not familiar with the Arcana and found me through in other ways through Dorian and are reading my stuff anyway. Is there anyone here? Because this story is so good, y'all will love it.
It's so good. You're right, Bear. It is so freaking good.
Thank you.
Is there just one of the other authors in the chat right now, or both?
No,
not in the
both
chat.
Of them. I've seen them both join. Guys, introduce yourself to the chat. So I'm writing this with 2 more people. They're amazing, amazing fanfic authors. And if they're listening, they're gonna be writing their names down in the chat so you can see who they are. And
the 3 of them together are insane. Like just the most power writing team with their powers combined.
We are quite dedicated.
They're nuts. They're so good and they pump out stuff so quickly. Y'all are sorry, I'm fangirling.
Here's one of them. And here's the other one. But yeah, we met through fanfiction, through their fanfiction. I was fangirling on them, and then I brought them into this project, and we are really enjoying that.
I'm fangirling. I got that.
I made so many friends just fangirling so hard, and eventually we became friends. It can happen. It's a thing.
It happens a lot.
So, Sylvia is in the chat. I actually know in real life joining, and I'm quite excited.
I feel like I need to say this at every single stream, but if any of my students are in here, you need to leave. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, right. B is a teacher. She teaches
high school.
Hi, Sylvia. She teaches elementary, middle, and no, you don't do middle anymore. You just do elementary and high school now.
I teach elementary and high school. But if any
Fangirl
of my high
is
school
used by
kids, and if any of my high schoolers are here, I'm sorry, you need to leave. Like, hi, I love you. You need to leave.
Okay,
Like,
but like, so the fact that fangirl is used by some people is such a derogatory term, and yet fangirls are some of the nicest people I've ever met.
yeah.
I want to be better at English. I have my own fanfic written about 120 pages, but in Polish. Well, okay, so I started. Okay, so obviously you can all hear English is not my first language. I do speak more English than Italian in my day to day life nowadays, and I have for the past like 10 years. But like, it's hard to get there. It's really hard to get to a point where you can actually like write in your second language, and I completely sympathize with that. I started writing fan fiction in English. I attempted to do it in English when I was 14. I don't even want to go back and read what that was all about. But hey, there are those things that are like a little rusty, and then like you get better and better as you go along. I really advocate for like never stop trying, and like just be ridiculously confident in Resident Black is here.
Resident Black.
Okay, so Resident Black, she read this story yesterday, and it was really funny to listen to. I really like when she reads my stories because she just like I always look at Resident Black for like, how am I doing? How's this chapter? Because if she laughs like uncontrollably throughout, I'm like, okay, we're doing a good job. We got this. We got this.
Please excuse me while I constantly adjust this eye patch.
Okay, so 42 people. I think we can get started introducing the story, and then we can start reading and see who joins in. So this is gonna be first of all, we're 3 chapters into what is going to be a really long story. We are expecting at the very least 21, 22 chapters. And it's going to be about the same length of an actual Arcana route. And it's narrated, it alternates between Asra and Julian's point of view, chapter after chapter. And it's not a prequel. I know people have asked as if it was a prequel in the past. It's not a prequel. It is an alternate route. It basically exists in the same timeline as every other main route from the Arcana exists. And well, we are gonna start from episode 2 today. Episode 1 is mainly a prequel. You're the real Asra, so it's not like you can go wrong.
Eliza, you're just gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him. You too, Resident Black. You.
Yeah, everyone's gonna kill me tonight. Oh my gosh. It's an attempt on my life. They're really just like trying to kill me. I'll sure blame these two. Next.
Oh, thank you.
It is, but like she is like the Julian Kinney. It's ridiculous. She like down to the medical background.
Though I am trying to get my board certification again, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, her hair is beautiful.
Jessica,
don't get me started gushing about my girlfriend because I can go on for hours. So, but I lost what I was saying. I'm very excited / nervous about this stream. It's a lot of
Maybe
people.
that's cool.
A lot more than I'm used to. So we start chapter 1, which we're not going to be reading today, is sort of a prequel where we follow Julian during the fateful masquerade night where Lucio is killed. And he's sick with the plague. He's dying.
I'm giggling at the death in the fire, in the flame.
Yeah, he's sick with the plague. He's dying. I don't know if there's a hanged man or there's a bondage bird emoji, but he makes a deal with
Is
the
there a
hanged man
bondage bird emoji? There should be.
where he trades his memories for the ability. What are the clouds emojis
I
for?
know, I'm laughing. I'm trying to stay. I'm trying to
I'm
keep it
trying to
together.
like sort out my thought and be like, what do I need to like give them from chapter 1?
Chapter 1, you kind of follow Julian making his deal.
Making his deal, he obtains the ability to cure
Mhm.
in return for his memories. However, he does not get the ability to cure without consequences because he refuses to give up his memories of Asra. And so we pick back up with Julian 3 years later arriving back into the city, which put us in line with the events of the Arcana prologue. Yes, he's back and he has a compass with him.
Sorry, excuse
You
me
know which
while
compass that is. I told her that you streamed her story and that you were laughing so hard. And you didn't even I beg you to go back and read the other choices in that story because you missed the one that I think is the funniest.
Oh, the detective tale?
Yes.
So
Yes.
good.
Oh yeah.
So
For
funny.
anyone who hasn't read Detective Tale, go look up the Arcana Detective Tale. Chapter 1 and 2 are out. I am currently drawing an illustration for chapter 3, 4. I don't know which chapter it will be in, but for the next release. And sir, excuse me, are you alive? And it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. And with this, we're 45 people. We're 15 minutes into the stream. I think we can get started.
All right.
All right. Let's go. Also, depending on how tired my eyes get, I'll get Asra with glasses again.
It's okay. Next week you might get Julian with glasses, at least when I have to read.
You see, we can do a really nice modern AU with that. So, thank you, Jess, and thank you, Cheesy. I only see the first part of the name, Cheesy Pine.
She's fine.
Thank you for the hearts. Okay, we start with a disclaimer.
Oh, thank you, Reggie.
Thank you, Misha.
Thank you. You're always making me so bashful right now.
Yeah, me too. Oh my god, it's Heartfest. No, Zira.
You all just want to see me be bashful.
I think they just want to stall.
No, they just want us to keep talking about nothing.
All right, disclaimer. This is a big one. It's a long one, but it's necessary. The purpose of the story is growth and healing from past mistakes. It will include angst, unhealthy coping mechanisms, mature content, character death, and many of our personal headcanons. If you're not okay with any of these, this is your key to leave. This is not a poly route, unfortunately. I know many people want to see them. I know some people will be writing those. The story will be narrated, alternating Julian and Asra's first person point of view. And the apprentice will not be a love interest. She'll be flirted with. She's not going to be a love interest. We chose to use a specific, a named apprentice, my apprentice, due to the fact that some of the headcanons are very specific to her and would not apply to other MCs, which really I'm doing for your own good because you might not want to see. There are things that. Chapter 2, Asra.
You.
So I'll be narrator for now.
I will keep an eye on the chat.
Yes, thank you, honey. The sky is cobalt and emerald here. The stars roll slowly above my head. Thank you, Aris.
Thank you.
I'm sitting by a pond, kicking my legs into cool water, watching its riot of pink, purple, and orange. I sigh deeply. My gate has always been a refuge from the real world. I haven't to clear my head before coming back home. But home hasn't felt like one in years now. I hate to admit that more and more often. What?
Just Bear Witch.
Oh, okay. I hate to admit that more and more often I wish I didn't have to come back at all.
Asra?
I start. I know this voice, but how? Jody? I look around until I notice her face in the water. How did she do this? How did she know where I was? Which one do we want to see? How did she know? How did she do this, or how did she know where I was? I want to go with how did she do this? Let's see where everyone else wants to go. I'm also like, honey, I think since I co-wrote this, you should be the one who makes the decision of which choice we are going to pick.
Oh,
Then
okay.
the chat. Okay, the chat wants to know the other one. So, how did she know where I was? Jody, that's incredible. How did you know where I was? She shakes her head.
I didn't. I found something of yours and I put it in the water like I've seen you do. I just wanted to talk to you so much. And look, it worked.
That's true. She's only seen me perform this spell a couple of times. It's of my own design. How did she know how to do this? But that's a question for later. Hi, Nick. Okay, no, I need to say something to Nico because I just saw them enter the chat. So today I was getting my makeup ready, and I don't know much about makeup. So I was like, oh, I saw a really good cosplay makeup tutorial a while back. Let me go find it. And then I realized that it was you, and I had seen it first before I knew who you were. It was really funny to go back and be like, wait, I know them. What? But I'm glad you made it. I'm glad I have you. And I'm glad that you moved your stream tomorrow so I can watch that. OMG, yay. I'm so happy to hear it was some help. Yes, that was actually very helpful. I'm learning everything. I actually am really excited whenever on Dorian you have cosplayers that put on their makeup real time because I get to learn a lot.
Oh, that does sound like nice learning experience.
Yeah, I know nothing about I'm so new with it. But that's a question for later. There's something else that worries me now. I recognize the willow tree behind you. You're at the palace. Why? What happened? Before, Jody would lean in close and gesture in a lively manner when she had big news. Now her eyes only go a little wide as she stares into the distance.
3 nights ago, the minute you left, Countess Nadia knocked on our door. Can you believe it?
I look away, trying to hide my shock. Nadi? I haven't seen her since she forgot me. I wonder what happened for her to suddenly visit the shop in the middle of the night. Did she remember me? What did she want? What did you do? What are we gonna ask our apprentice?
I'm picking what did you do?
But okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with you. I'm
444 in the chat wants to know who you commissioned to draw Jody.
Oh, someone asks who drew the OC. Okay, so I designed the OC, but then I'm gonna put actually I need to double check their username on Instagram. I always shout her out because she's an amazing artist, amazing artist, and she did.
While you do this, I'm gonna run and grab my charger.
Sure. So many facial expressions and outfits for this OC. It's the only reason I could ever like have the character be part of this route to begin with. Yes, here she is. So if you want, I think she still has commissions open, but I know she recently opened commissions and she does amazing Arcana sprites if anyone is interested in getting themselves a nice sprite that they can use on Dorian because they fit so perfectly with the style of the game. It's not even like it's insane. I can slide her right into a conversation with Asra and it doesn't like she fits perfectly. So yes, that's I just left the username in the chat. Please go check out her art. It's best money I've ever spent. All right. Let's continue. People picked what did you do? And what did you do?
Sorry, I had the chat open. I let her in, of course. She's the Countess. She wants me to help her find a fugitive, her husband's murderer. That's why I'm at the palace. She asked me to stay while I search for him.
I try to make sense of what Jody is telling me. Lucha's murderer? Shreds of memories of the fateful night 3 years ago flashed through my mind as I feel dizzy. I can't remember what happened to Lucho. How come Nutty does? And a fugitive? Does she mean... But that would mean that... No, impossible. Even he isn't stupid enough to come back here.
Spoilers, yes, he is. Yes.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Of course he is.
Asra?
I do my best to smile as I ask my next question. Why would she come to you for this? Or why look for her husband's murderer?
I'm
And
gonna say, why would she come to you for this?
Hmm?
Oh, I'm just thinking out loud.
Pick one.
I already picked one. Why
No,
would she
I
come to
didn't.
you? Oh.
Which one did he pick?
Me?
Huh?
Why would she come to you for this?
Okay, let's start the
I
timer.
believe-
Let's check the chat. Thank you, Misha, for repeating the name. Hi, Eleni. Asra underestimating Julian. No. Why would she? No, yeah, absolutely. He was totally underestimating him. He is definitely stupid enough to come back. I mean, we all know.
100%.
Asra underestimates the power of Julian's stupidity. I wouldn't call it stupidity. I think Julian is very smart and very reckless.
He's book smart. Street dumb.
Yeah. Even though he really
Maybe a
likes
little
to
bit
pass
street
as he likes to make people think he's street smart. You know, like all of the hanging out in rowdy neighborhoods and getting into bar fights. He likes to think that like he's actually like just a doctor.
He's just big.
Just a doctor. Why would she come to you for this?
I'm not really sure. She said something about seeing me in her dreams. It was strange. She's planning to have the masquerade again this year. She wants the Count's murder to face trial and be executed before it starts.
I realized that my hands have started to shake. I clasped them together to hide it. A magician hired by the palace and a masquerade did no good the last time. Unbelievable. The day that I leave was the day you needed me the most. If only I were able to stand to be at the shop a little longer these days. I try, I really do, but I can't. Not when she is there, looking exactly like she used to and yet acting like a stranger.
What I need from you most are answers, Asra.
I flinch. I look at her through the water, tempted to reach out. There are so many things I wish I could tell her. I just don't know how or where to start. Are we going to ask her what's on your mind or what do you mean?
I think I want to say, what do you mean?
How in denial? Here's the thing. How in denial do you think Asra is right now? Like, is he like, because she's telling him essentially, you have been keeping things from me. Is he in denial enough to say, what do you mean? Is he going to say what's on your mind? Is he just going to like completely, like, is he going to be avoidant or is he going to be in denial? You know, very on brand for Asra.
I say in denial.
In denial? Okay, what do you mean? Let's see what the chat think. Is Asra avoidant right now, or are we having avoidant Asra or denial Asra? Thank you for the hearts, Jess. And we're having denial Asra.
We're very strongly in denial.
That's good though, because actually we have little like section titles for this route, and all these chapters fall into the denial section. So, you know, what do you mean? What do you mean? So offended.
What do you mean?
She looks at me for a long time before she speaks, and I can't help but notice the way she moves. The way her eyes never focus too long on the same thing. It's so unlike her. She's right in front of me. Why do I still feel so alone?
Do you know something about the Count's murder?
What makes you say that?
The Countess wasn't the only person who came to the shop the night you left.
I stare at her in confusion. Who is she talking about?
Who is Julian to you?
Julian? My heart skips a beat and I can't hide the blush that rises to my cheeks. It can't be, and yet Ilya Dvorak is the fugitive Nadia is looking for. Just like I feared, he was reckless enough to come back.
Yeah, I was.
Idiot. Over the years. Oh my god. Sorry, I also just realized that this is the most people that have ever been at one point in time on one of my streams.
Oh, you got like...
And this is chapter 2. You remember the paid scene in chapter 2? We're gonna have to read... Well, I am gonna have to read that out loud in front of all of you that have never been on my streams. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be fun. Oopsie. Let's check in with the chat a second. Gotta go, but good job. Thank you, Misha.
Thank you, Misha.
Asra's always shady. Come on. Shady or in denial? Because sometimes he's like willingly shady. Sometimes he's shady because he's not admitting things to himself to begin with.
Yeah.
That's like it's one or the other. Over the years, I have seen his face only on the wanted posters. They never did come down. But do I believe he killed Lucho? Did he?
No.
Could there be a way? No way or maybe? I'm gonna go with
no way.
Maybe. I'm gonna go with maybe.
But also,
okay, so
every time I read about Julian's wanted posters,
avoiding getting in trouble.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes, the way I pronounce Ilya Dvorak. Sorry, I'm Italian. I'm gonna totally mispronounce it and butcher it. I'm gonna have. I need to have like someone send me like a voice recording or of like
Ilya. Is it Ilya?
Did you say it right? Thank you. Oh, okay. I heard how you were pronouncing it yesterday. But I don't remember. Okay, everyone says no way. I'm the only one who's doubtful. He couldn't possibly. He wouldn't have. Too many questions swirl in my mind. It's been 3 years. I thought I'd never hear his name again. I catch Jodi's gaze. She's waiting for an answer. I almost regret now I promised her one. Yes, he goes by that name too. I knew him by another. He was a friend once. Friend, was he ever? Of all people who could have asked me about him, I never thought it would be her. Then more, and then something else. Who is Julian to me? Who is he to anyone? Something in me sours. I thought I knew the answer to that question, but that was before he left. Whoever he needs to be to get what he wants. To think he would come for me after all that. Let's leave it at this. He's a hack physician with a lot to learn. Until he does, nothing good will come of him. I kept expecting to catch a flash of his coat in the crowd for a long time. Eventually, I stopped looking. I forced a tired smile. She is here now. It should be all that matters. I just realized that I had promised background music and then I forgot to put it on. So I'm going to put it on. Can you check the chat, honey?
Yeah. I don't say it was bad, just unusual. I'm the one who reads Julian like Julian. Jess is crying.
I need to find a good song for this, and the problem is that okay, I think I'm gonna go with this one. The problem is that
Julian is gonna get roasted.
So I need to say something. I know that everyone has been asking Dorian to add music. I'm going to come out and admit that I always mute it when I play the Arcana. Always. I have never played this game with music. I know which songs because I've looked at the playlists, but I don't know any song to scene association except the Rowdy Raven. I cannot. Like, I get too distracted and like absolutely not. Everybody sharpening their pitchforks. for some reason, and I do pronounce them everyone.
Bear.
Never played it with music either. How many people? Okay, how many people have like? How many people turn off the music when they play games? Because me, always, every single time. I can't focus on the story, especially if I have to read another one. What? Never depends. Your writing is so good through that last scene was giving me heart feels. Oh, thank you, Jazz.
Bear, try it. I dare you.
This is gonna be an emotional story. The bear, you're literally Bear Witch. Yeah, you're right, Bear. Let's burn the witch.
Burn you right back.
It becomes white noise after you hyper focus on the task. No, same. I work with music. Always work with music. Never play games with music. Never, especially because if I have a feel or if I have a specific feel for the scene and then the music doesn't match up, it irks me. The story's very good, so I forgive you. Thank you, Bear.
Yeah, I always get carried away when music has lyrics. Me too.
Honestly, I wouldn't when I read. So I write a lot as part of my job, and I specifically have a playlist of instrumental songs that I write to. But even then, I need to be very familiar with the song. Because if it's a new melody, I get too distracted by that to really focus on reading. So yeah, all the time when people were like, "There is no music in the door," and I was like, "Music? What?"
Oh my god, can you hear my rabbit?
No, I can't. I have music here.
Okay. He's going nuts. And he's big, so he like when he jumps around he makes noise. As long as you can't hear him though.
No, I can't.
I'd love to show you guys, but I can't because every time I take my phone out to try and record him, he sits down because he doesn't like being recorded. He's bashful.
He's like me.
Yeah.
Well, on camera. I search her eyes in silence, hoping to catch a glimpse of what she used to be. Something more than a reflection of what she learned from me. No, it changed music. I don't want this music. I'm getting too distracted by the music. There we go.
It's okay, we're experimenting.
Yes. Or the words I taught her, the mannerisms she picked up over time. Is there perhaps something else on your mind? She shakes her head and smiles.
There is, but it's getting late.
I think I need to lower the volume here. It's you. You.
I'm Faust today? Sleepy!
You're gonna be every character but Asra the narrator.
Okay.
Is she Faust? Right. Time is strange here and she had a long day. Make sure she rests, will you?
Rest.
Sleep well, Jody. I'll see you again soon. I know you'll find me. As Jody's and Faust's images disappear into the water, I slouch and let out a long sigh. Resentment I thought I had overcome clouds my head. I take a deep breath, trying to clear my mind and bring it back to the reason I'm here. I enter the pool to the magician's realm. I have just emerged from the water when I hear their voice behind me.
Asra, you have questions.
And you
don't have the answers.
You don't have the answers. Do you have the answers?
No, he doesn't have the answers.
Are we gonna give them the benefit of the doubt? I am not going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but we'll see if there are more hopeful people in chat. Oh, you know what? Burnt button. That is amazing. That is actually great advice. That is so... Oh gosh, because right now I am so distracted by the music. The magician is useless. The magician almost never tells you... I don't think the magician is useless. Hear me out. The magician tells you things you already know. But that's the point.
It's a tarot card.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, but that's like the magician is actually the perfect representation of what doing a tarot reading for yourself is.
Yes.
It never tells you anything new.
No.
Never.
And
And
sometimes
at
it's
the
a bit
same
about it.
time, it tells you everything you need to know. This is actually, but no, like Bear, pay attention. Nothing is accident. Like I can say one thing about this route. Nothing is there on accident. Nothing is there. Nothing is here on accident. Nothing is here as a filler. Nothing is here because we wanted to like show a character. Because we wanted people to see that character. Everything, every detail matters, and because there's a twist at one point in this story, a big one. Very few trusted people in chat know about it. um um and yes, people who do you do tarot too?
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Asra does tarot.
yes. I do I've been doing tarot since I was like a teenager. I
I
actually
do-
I
I
actually
do
was
love
I
tarot.
actually made some money doing tarot reading on an online service at one point in time.
I
um
dabble.
but we specifically wrote the magician to tell Azra things that he already knows, and that he is either denying or not putting the pieces together. And so yeah, definitely, like he will come off as annoying. I guess that if he comes off as annoying, then I've done a good job at immersing you all in Azra's point of view right now. Because Azra right now would be very annoyed with the magician for not giving him answers, even though he's known the magician his entire life. And the magician, like, he's like, Azra is very familiar with like the way the magician communicates, and still right now the magician would come off as extremely annoying to him because he doesn't want to get to the conclusion. Like, he doesn't want to catch on to what the magician is telling him. And you don't have the answers I'm looking for. The magician pauses for a moment. They look pleased at first, then uncharacteristically solemn.
You want to ask about somebody coming back into your life, don't you?
That was not the reason I came here.
Are you sure?
Are we sure? Is Azra gonna be more introspective, or is he gonna be still in denial? I'm still gonna vote for denial, so I'm gonna go with yes is sure, but let's see if people disagree. It's interesting to hear you speak to that topic with your knowledge base in relation to the way it's applied to the story. Thank you. I actually really like doing streams for this reason, to try to give people like a bit of a, it's interesting to read other people to listen to other people read my stories, because I get to see people's reaction when they read them. But I really like streaming my own stories because I can give some context to people. Okay, back to it. I am here for her. So Azra is in denial. Great. I am only here for her.
Liar.
Liar. I just want things to go back to the way they used to be.
If you keep asking the cards the wrong questions, the answer will not change.
I got her back. I can't give up now. I've already come so far. I know I can make it.
Oh, you can make it. The real question is where to?
What does that even mean?
You've been such a skilled magician for so many years, Asra. Now that you learned to fly, you've forgotten how to walk. What's the first thing I taught you?
How to transform water into your shape. Any shape.
Yeah, transform, not create.
I sigh and repeat the old lesson, like second nature. Magic is transformative, it can't create. But I did, didn't I? I brought her back.
You gave a heart.
The magician shuffles the deck and lays 3 cards in front of me. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you for being still here. They look at me expectantly. Are we gonna go with the left card, the middle card, or the right card?
Right card.
I'm gonna go with the right card. And I'm gonna start. Let's see what people
Thank
do.
you for the hearts.
Everyone always picks the middle card when we play this.
See, I was once
I'm sure you already know this, but your stories are so good, by the way. Thank you so much, both of you. Thank you, everyone here. Thank you. Right card wins. It's the first time that a right card wins in the stream. I'm excited. Death reverse.
Ooh. But death is change. What makes you think you're immune to it?
I paid my price.
You're not asking the right questions. You're asking questions that have no answer.
Then what should I be asking?
How much more life are you willing to miss out on?
I respond without hesitation. For her memories to return, as much as it takes.
Are Jodi's memories the only thing you're after?
Yes.
But they're not the only ones that are missing, are they?
Mine are. I'm sorry, I need to take a break. I'm laughing because I'm sorry, this is an emotional scene, but I need to take a moment. Oh, thank you, Jess. I need to take a moment because I just got a notification that the Arcana posted something with Lucha on it, so I assume it's a happy birthday, Lucha. And I was thinking of the old post with the December birthday for Lucha, and I'm laughing really hard because in chapter 3 that we'll read later, we talk about Lucho having a 3-day birthday weekend that sometimes started on a Tuesday. So I'm like, how is it so perfectly in line with his personality? The 2 birthday man. Oh, okay. A burn button. Okay, I'm gonna tell everyone who's not familiar with the Arcana, who is new, who's just coming from the Dorian content into this, please feel totally free to ask me questions. I do streams. It's like the reason I stream so much is also because I realized that like we have issues in the story, especially at the very, very beginning, these first 3 chapters, in conveying information that will make it interesting to people who know nothing about the Arcana, and still not making it boring for all of the people who are so familiar with the story, that have heard a lot of the stuff that we're saying in this first chapters many times. The masquerade, all of that. So please feel free to ask questions. And regarding the question about the magician, yes, well, not related. So every character in the Arcana will have a major Arcana who is their patron. For many of them, it's a mentor figure. Some of them who are not as in tune with magic don't even know that they have this connection. But yes, so to each character there is a card that represents them, and the being that represents the card will have a special bond with them, and they'll be able to interact in the magical realms. For Asra, it's the magician. I feel like we need to do a session where you help fans find their... Yes, please. Please. Please, yes. Please, yes. So such a great idea.
You don't need to help me with mine. I'm already aware.
Yeah, we have a hangman and a magician here. How fitting.
Bear.
Yeah, so for Julian, the hangman, the Tinky Raven. Yes.
That's my name.
So the magician is a card that has a lot to do with potential resourcefulness. like the magician is always the jack of all trades. The hanged man, and the flip side of it, the reverse magician is missed opportunity. Well, no, misused potential, more so deception, and misused potential, and that is very, very fitting for Asra when it comes to his positive and negative sides. And honey, would you talk about the hangman, or should I?
I mean, I'm not as knowledgeable as you, but the hangman, the right side up is, it's a lot about self-sacrifice
And surrender.
and surrender and like giving in to change. Um and the reversed is like self-sacrifice that is unnecessary, like self-sabotage more under the guise of altruism. Altruism? Am I right?
Yes,
I don't know.
very much in line. Like, well, yeah, yes. Um, it's interesting how they used it for the characters, and these are very much the themes through the story for the characters. And it's also interesting because when we went and we wrote this, we were like, okay, in order, like, there's this theme in the story that the hangman's realm is particularly hard to reach for Asra. And the more we thought about it, the more we were like, why is it? And it's because Asra is very uncomfortable with letting go of anything, letting go of control, letting go of his goals, letting go of even like that, of like even grieving and letting go of a person. And so it would be very hard for Asra to interact with the hangman for that reason. And this will become relevant later on in the story, but we really did try to dig pretty deep into the cards to see all the themes for the story. We were very excited. It was a very interesting part of planning this out. Sounds
You
like
might.
I should Asra. Yeah, I can Asra, so I can't say that I don't understand.
Clearly you're
I
in
have
good company right here.
Okay, you can't. I don't know how to show it because it's an awkward place, but I have a whole magician card tattoo on my forearm.
Should I show off my raven?
Yeah, show off. And well, she's got a raven tattoo for the hangman symbolism.
I don't know if you can you see?
You can't unfortunately see much of it, but they're up on our Instagrams.
Is my tattoo on Instagram? I don't remember.
If it's not, you should really put it there.
Yeah, probably.
So, okay, so his memories are missing too. Mine are. Not a lot of them, but Nadia, she doesn't remember me at all. I see what they're trying to get at. Are Elia's missing too?
Do you want to find out?
And with that, the magician is gone just as suddenly as they appeared. Wrong song.
This is Julian.
By the water. We'll have time for that later. I am left alone by the water. With a resigned sigh, I close my eyes and focus on returning to my body. Can you check the chat while I change?
Burton Button says it's cute that we have tattoos that represent that. Thank you. And then Fribbly. I'm having trouble discerning eyes from L's.
Creator names. Okay, so we have. Okay, I have two accounts. One, you can find my art at, and I'm gonna put it in the chat. It's Asrian Route. It's the same as my name here on Dorian, and that's for my art. While we both, so we are new at cosplay. Well, she's more seasoned than I am, but we are relatively new at these cosplays because up until now, what we were doing, it wasn't exactly cosplay. What we were doing, and that's the reason behind my other nickname, which is Asra Bounding, is I don't know if I assume most people would be familiar with what Disney bounding is, where people wear clothes that are like reminiscent of a character, but like easily go for everyday clothes that they would wear wherever. That's what we do, and that's our like our cosplay, non-cosplay Instagrams are more about like creating that vibe. like real life modern day character. Asra for me, Julian for her. And they are Asra bonding, putting
And
in
I'm
chat.
Bondage Bird.
And she's Bondage Bird.
Yes, I am. Yeah, it's like closet cosplays.
It's like in my case it's less so closet cosplay because my outfits get quite like different from Asra's like canon outfits, but always like it's more like of a fashion analysis, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty Julian, but it's not
Yeah,
hard.
you know you are like loose white shirt and but it's easier with black and white. It's harder. Yeah, this is an Instagram Zero.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank
you both
you.
good. Thank you.
This is essentially a closet cosplay. Like this
Yeah,
is
hers.
my jacket. This is my winter jacket, which you can see on my Instagram. This is what I wear in the winter, which it is right now. It's actually snowing.
Okay, back to the story for a
Right,
second.
back to reading.
Okay, back to reading. I'll take frequent breaks for chat, except during the paid scenes. I try to do the paid scenes all at once without breaks because I want people who can't afford to buy them to really like have an immersive experience with them. So I usually don't take breaks. Yes, Zira, please get on Instagram. When I open my eyes, I see bright sunlight and familiar. Okay, you know, honey, I think you need to put your headphones on because I can hear myself in your.
Okay. I'm gonna need to find them. Can you
Yes,
keep going without me?
I'll keep going while you find. When I open my eyes again, I see bright sunlight and the familiar sight of my bedroom in Nopal. I don't know exactly how much time I have spent in my oasis, but from the way my stomach is growling, it must have been quite a while. Food first, I decide, then sleep, and then I walk to the door and pull it open. The beast is stretched out on the ground outside. It looks at me expectantly. I'm heading back to Vesuvia tonight. Will you carry me again? The beast bows its furry head in assent. Thank you. I prepare a quick meal, then curl up in bed and close my eyes. The trip back to Vesuvia is long, and I need to be well rested. Still, as I lie in bed, my thoughts keep drifting back to Jody or Elia. I'm gonna go with Elia.
Hi, can you?
Yeah. What?
I was just saying, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Yes. Yes, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Everyone but one person. Bear, is that you? The one
It's
person
100%
who
Bear.
voted against Elia? Is that you again?
Contrarian.
What was he after when he came to the shop? What would have happened if I had been there? Was it Bear? No. I pushed the thought away. I don't want to think about him. I let my eyes fall closed and cast my magic out, searching for a trace of Jody's aura. It's become second nature to me by now. When I am away from her, a way of making sure that she is safe. The distance between us is making it difficult this time, but gradually the images start to come to me. Books everywhere, a desk scattered with papers, Elia's desk. For a moment, I think this must be my own memory. Everything about this is so familiar. But then I see Jody, sitting in Elia's old chair, rifling through his notes. I feel a small wave of relief. She's fine then. I thought I can, though I can tell she's tired. I'm tired too. Jody's image starts to fade as I feel my consciousness slip away. I catch a final glimpse of her as she rests her head onto the desk. Then everything goes dark. Soft, silky sheets and the dim glow of a lamp. Pale skin beneath my fingers, surprisingly cool to the touch. I run my hand over a broad chest and then slowly let it wander lower. Sharp intake of breath, stomach muscles contracting under my caress. Honey, I can't hear you.
Oh, Azra? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Asra.
I look up at his face. One of his eyes is concealed by a piece of black cloth. The other is fixed on me, already heavy lidded with arousal. If I linger here, I know where this is headed. Keep dreaming!
Keep dreaming.
Or
Obligatory
wait,
spice warning.
art. What?
Obligatory spice warning.
I can't hear you. You're gonna have to take this off. Never mind. The audio is awful. Obligatory. Oh gosh.
Hold on.
Okay. Ah, spicy scene. This is
Spicy scene.
spice warning. Everyone that doesn't feel comfortable. No, Jess, that's too much. That's too many hearts. Are you joking?
Jess.
Oh gosh. Hearts of Courage, yeah. I'm reading this with my girlfriend.
You're reading this to your girlfriend.
All right. Well, no, I think this song is too romantic. Never mind.
Too romantic.
Let's go with this.
I like all the flame.
All the flames. Okay, let's start the countdown. Okay, little behind the scenes when this scene was ready, we had to send it to Jess.
Mm.
We had to send it to Jess to make sure that it was in line with the community guidelines for Dorian. And when Jess said that it was, I was honestly and genuinely surprised. I was like, wait, really? And to be honest, don't make me regret this. We'll be good. Actually, the paid scene in the episode after this one is not even remotely. I think this is the spiciest we're gonna go for. No, never mind. Chapter 4 is back to this level. Okay, and now paid scene, no interruptions. I'll check back with the chat. So feel free to keep it going, and I'll catch it all up when we are back. I move my hand up to his face, cradle his cheek, and hold his gaze. Do you trust me? There isn't a second's worth of hesitation as he answers me.
Yes.
I trace the line of his jaw with my finger, letting my magic seep into his skin. Okay, I am so sorry that unfortunately the live stream
Yeah, we black out his face.
the goodies. You can find the top part of his image on my art Instagram, which is the
Thank
same
you for
name.
the hearts, Liz.
It's the same name as my. Did I miss hearts? Thank you for the hearts.
We got hearts.
It's the same name as my Dorian
Ooh, the
username.
Arcana sent me hearts. No,
Why
sent
am I
us.
not seeing the hearts? I'm not seeing the hearts. You were in charge of thinking for the hearts while I continue this.
All right.
I can tell he's feeling its effects from the way his breath hitches. Who do you belong to? I feel the shudder that runs through his body. He knows what I'm asking, what to say if he wants me to keep going.
You.
The thrill that surges through me at his response leaves me lightheaded. I skim my fingers over his temple, above his visible eye, trail them along the line of his brow and stroke his cheek. Magic flows through my fingertips. His gaze grows unfocused and his eye clouds over. And what do you want? And what will you do? I'm gonna go with what will you do.
I'm gonna go with what will you do as well.
Let's see what he's willing to do for Asra.
Just don't scream. It's okay. You're okay. Holy moly, I did not expect that. I'm sorry.
And what will you do?
Anything, everything, whatever you ask.
His eye rolls back and flutters shut. I remember somewhere in the back of my mind that we don't do this anymore, but I can't remember why we stopped. All I know is that I want him so much it makes my head spin. Do you remember when we used to do this? How I made you feel? His voice is soft and slow when he responds.
So good.
You can feel it now, can't you? The bliss of your mind going blank. The warmth flowing through your body, making your nerves come alive with pleasure.
Yes.
He sighs, and I can see the flush on his cheeks spread downwards over to his chest. His head lolls to the side, exposing his neck. Kiss him. Bite him.
I know what I'm choosing.
I know what I'm choosing. The other day, Hollow was on stream for this, and they were like, "And now you're gonna make me come out like this and expose myself." Only one kiss him. Usually it's more even. Lots of biters tonight. I lean in and gently nip at the skin on his neck. The moan that escapes him in response sounds so delightful that I sink my teeth in again, harder this time. I can feel him writhe against me. By the time I pull back, his neck is covered with bruises. Their red and purple hues, vivid against the pallor of his skin. He's breathing heavily through parted lips. I touch a finger gently to his closed eyelid. It's everywhere now, isn't it? That warmth, that tingle of pleasure, coursing through your limbs, ghosting over your skin, pooling between your legs.
Yes. Yes.
He squirms and arches his back, the evidence of just how good I am making him feel in full display. The sight of him like this is almost more than I can take. I slide a hand between my thighs, pressing against where I'm hot and aching for him. Touch him. Make him touch himself. I know what I'm picking, but I'm not. Well, I mean, everyone's going to be able to see it because I'm hosting this stream.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess we're mostly on the same page
We're
here.
mostly on the same page. Touch yourself for me.
Oh, thank you for hearts. Shabby. I think that was Shabby Cat. It went away before I could see the screen name.
He moves to comply immediately. I watch as he starts to stroke himself, slowly at first, and then gradually picking up speed. That's it. Keep it going. He bites his lip and groans. A moan forces itself past my lips. I realize I've started to grind against the heel of my hand. I start teasing myself with my fingers, pleasure shooting through me as my breathless noises mingle with his. I wake up with a gasp. Heat is throbbing between my thighs. The bed sheet tangled around my waist is damp with sweat. I desperately try to regain my ragged breathing. My hands are trembling as I push the sheet off of me and get out of bed. I used to dream of Ilya often after he left, but it hasn't happened for a while now. I thought I finally pushed us behind me. I walk over to the window and look outside. I've been staring at the thin sliver of the moon in the nighttime sky for a long time when the question occurs to me. Why did I dream of him wearing an eye patch? And now we check the chat. Okay, hold on. It keeps going. Okay.
Jess is having a moment. Jess is not okay.
Is she regretting anyone with Julian? Oh god. R.I.P. me. I'm not okay.
Jess needs to step into a walk-in freezer.
Jess is regret. It's so spicy. You're right aloud. Yeah. Jess is regretting all of her life choices. Jess is finally understanding why the story is monetizing so well. Jess realizing why we made 500 hearts yesterday.
Oh, the chat in general is not okay right now. I like to report a crime.
My soul has left my body. It does sound spicier. The Arcana sent us 50 hearts. Wow.
Ooh, 50 hearts from the Arcana. I guess they liked our spice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, thank you.
Thank you for the hearts.
Thank you. It's okay. Does everybody need a cold shower? Do we need to take a break for a moment?
Everybody needs a moment. I think everybody needs a moment to especially me. Because I tried to perform it a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
It was very elegant.
It is, yes, it's very elegant. A shower will not be enough. Why is there no volcano emoji?
Between the three of us, we are pretty good at handling the classy spice. I think that's probably part of the reason why we, linked up. I made the decision to ask if Jessica was okay. I did not expect a complete explosion, but I probably should have.
Oh, your stories always appease the masses.
Thank you so
You
much.
guys are getting such. Oh, I'm so happy.
Burnt Button, you need to know something because you're not familiar with the Arcana. There is one scene at the beginning, like early on in the Arcana, early on in Asra's route, where you get a hint of what the dynamic between these two is. And then, we get to see none of it. So we made it our
so
mission
disappointing.
to explore that fully.
Oh, Fribbly, we like you too.
You can, Dorian. We need Julian art with love bruises. Okay, no, next chapter there's Julian art with bruises, but not love bruises. Those I believe will come. But there is some Fribbly, check out my art Instagram. There's that too.
Oh yeah, there's definitely that.
There's definitely that. I have at least 2 recent pieces with that. I think at least 2. Okay, is the chat still explode? I think everyone is.
No, I think we've all calmed down a little bit.
I think we've all calmed down a little bit. Every time I hear your stories, I think it's so well written, and every streamer over read it brings me something. Oh yes, it does.
Aww.
Every streamer brings something different to the table. That's something I've stayed up until like 2 a.m. to watch. No, I've stayed up until 5 a.m.
You stayed up until 5 a.m.
Yeah, I stayed up. Well, it was the holidays, but I did stay up till 5 a.m. to watch Hollow stream my story.
I know, I was there.
No, you were not there. You were asleep.
I was physically there.
You were physically there. You were asleep. But I really like the way Hollow reads my stories because they have been a fan of this ship since like early days, since they found the Arcana, and they've been like, they're a pretty huge fan. Will you guys write this? Yes, not me and her. Me and my 2 co-authors who have been writing in the chat.
I'm purely moral support.
Yeah, she's my moral support. She's my emotional support extrovert.
Though I am trying to write a tale right now.
Yes, she's gonna write a story about Julian and his pirate days. Unmoral. My immoral support extrovert. The moment you realize it's their writing. Sounds interesting. Yes, for people who are not familiar with the Arcana lore,
well, just don't get too excited. I am having crazy imposter syndrome, and my writing has been slow at best.
So for those who are not too familiar with Arcana lore, Julian has a little pirate moment in the years where he's a fugitive between escaping from Vesuvia and coming back to Vesuvia. He is a doctor on a ship that gets attacked by pirates, and basically the pirates kidnap him to be their doctor. Oh, my friend, you are in the right place. We eat imposter syndrome for breakfast here. Hello, and everyone else.
Yeah, I am actually rewatching for like the third time Our Flag Means Death for some like silly pirate goofiness.
Please, if you make it inspired to that, it will be so funny.
I mean, I have one line in it already that is not lifted, but like very, very heavily inspired by Our Flag Means Death.
I have a line in this episode that's a direct reference to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So, whatever, whatever gets
whatever works.
writing.
Jess, I've actually been like, so it's close to finals week for my high school kids, and I'm like, if you don't bother me, I won't bother you. You can study for other classes. I have stuff to do, and I've been writing this stupid tale.
I am actually right now like trying to get every second to write. I am in a very unhappy work situation these days. Very, very, very unhappy work situation. Yeah, let's not even get into that. But I haven't had as much time as I've wanted to do more of this, because I would if I could. Yes.
You're making moves though.
Hopefully. Well, we'll see. Let's just say that yeah. I might do something very impulsive very soon.
I agree. Reality does get in the way of being creative and writing.
Yes. Reality does get in the way, and how dare reality
How dare
get in the way?
it?
It's a lot, because my company, I basically co-founded not really a branch, but like I co-founded an entire satellite company for my company. So it's a big job to leave, and it will have to be, if it comes to that, it will have to be a huge decision, but bad work situation.
Yeah, see, all I have to do is be responsible for a bunch of angry teenagers.
I kind of regret quitting my last job, so I kind of get where you're coming from. Who needs reality when we have the Arcana? I know.
Oh yeah. Amongst our people.
Um,
Nadia's the gentleman pirate and Portia has Blackbeard. That's so good.
that would be really cool for an AU. I want Arcana AUs so bad.
Please, God, create every Arcana AU. Everyone in the chat, create an Arcana AU. We will read the crap out of it.
Yeah. No, please. I will read any Arcana AU.
I will even dress up for you guys.
Yes, I will cosplay any Arcana AU.
Me too.
If you draw outfits, we are going to be making new outfits for the love interest. Let me know if you have ideas. Yes! Jess, you make me happy. You give me life. You give me so much life.
Oh, Fribbly, I would be all over Space Pirates.
Jess, any of the merch, any of the official merch, literally any. I think it would make the fandom go insane if they could see. Like, they already did it. Next Hydra had done it with the summer ones and with the winter ones, but there are like a lot more, and they're all so good. Hold on, I have them. I actually, at least for Julian and Asra, I have them all here because I am obsessive, and my home office has these.
AU is alternative universe. So where you take the characters from a story and you put them in a different universe.
And hold on, where is it? We have the candy charms, which are really, really cute.
Oh, those are so cute, though.
It's game mode time. I'm going to show my charms. Here's
Yay, Charm
Asra
Tour.
in a modern AU.
It shakes, right?
What?
It shakes, right? Oh, you put the fringe on.
And here's Julian. We may already be working on adapting some charms. Yes.
Oh, I didn't even notice that you put the fringe on your scarf.
I did. So we bought this together, and right now I need to actually. I can't confirm or deny anything official. Okay.
Stop dropping hints in the stream. We're gonna get too excited.
But yeah, this scarf didn't have a fringe. Now it's really like messily attached with safety pins, but I need to actually like buy a sewing machine.
Or no, I'm not gonna have a sewing machine next time we see each other. Why am I even offering? Mail it to me and I'll sew it together for you.
I mean, but do you have a sewing machine there?
Yes.
So I'll see it when I visit you.
Oh no, it's not in my apartment, but
Oh, okay, it's at school.
it's at school. Though I don't think anyone would notice if I took it because nobody uses it except for me.
I am looking for some music change, and then we can keep going.
Na 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 na.
Now I'm wondering if I should make a Blackbeard corset. Yes, a
Yes.
Blackbeard corset cosplay. Yes, please.
Yes, 100%. Oh, I fully support this. Careless whisper. No, I'm never gonna dance again. Guilty feet ain't got no rhythm. But it's easy to pretend. I know you're not alone. Buena, 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 buena. Bwah, 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 bwah. Just don't hearts me singing. Thank you. Was I on brand? Am I gonna get copywritten for singing too much Careless Whisper?
No, you can play play copyright music on live streams. People do it all the time.
Oh, main outfit first for sure.
Okay, back to the story.
Straps. Anyway, keep going.
I'm too restless to go back to sleep. It doesn't matter. I prefer traveling at night anyway. People who don't know this, the name Asra actually means travel at night. The beast is already waiting for me when I step out of the door. Soon we are racing across the sands back towards Vesuvia. Restless, yeah, right, Asra. We all believe you. Restless. The beast and I part ways once we reach the end of the desert, and I continue on foot. By the time I arrive on the outskirts of the forest that Vesuvia borders on, it's already late afternoon. I had planned to go straight back to the shop, but now that I'm here, I hesitate. The vague sense of unease I never seem to be able to shake for long these days rears its head again. I haven't checked in on Muriel in a long time. Maybe I should go by the hut first. The foliage above my head grows thicker as I walking out the light. I know my way around the forest well, but something about it feels different today. Investigate or keep walking. I'm gonna vote for investigate, and let's see what everyone else says. What outfit first, though? Main outfit or the press lounging main outfit?
I say both.
Of course you say both. I reach out with my magic, probing my surroundings. I can't sense anything unusual. As I continue to walk, it suddenly strikes me. It's too quiet. I can't hear any birds, nor the rustling of any small animals in the undergrowth. It's as if something had scared them off. Stay calm or walk faster. Are we gonna be brave or are we gonna be
brave? He a brave boy.
Okay, people vote for staying calm. I push the thought aside. I must be imagining things. I'm almost at the hut when I feel the hair on the back of my neck stand on end. Something is watching me. I quicken my step. In front of me, the hut comes into view. I'm all but running by the time I clear the remaining distance to the door. As I put my hand on the weathered wooden surface, I could swear I hear a mocking laughter behind me. Look back or open the door.
Open the door.
We're gonna be brave or we're gonna run?
Run. We were already brave. We tried.
I was so surprised, honestly, the first time that I saw someone stream this who hadn't read this before, because they were like, oh my god, am I gonna look back? Am I gonna open the door? What am I gonna do? What's gonna happen? That was really, really good to see. I look over my shoulder. For a moment, I think I see a shape move between the trees, but then it's gone. I push open the door, rush inside, and slam it close behind me. My heart is pounding wildly inside my chest. Muriel looks up at me. He's sitting at the table, a carving knife in his hand, and Anna is curled up at his feet. Oh, I love you, Anna.
Asra? I should probably lower my voice for this one. Asra, you saw him, didn't you?
No, I cannot keep a straight face.
Nope, I can't. It hurts. It genuinely hurts.
Oh my gosh. Saw who? Muriel?
Lucio.
We both pronounce Lucio the Italian way, by the way. A cold shiver runs down my spine. I stare at Muriel in shock. What are you talking about? He's dead. Muriel turns his gaze back towards the table. He picks up the block of wood he was working on and continues carving. I pull up a chair and sit down across from him. Press the subject of give him time. I'm gonna give him time. I'm gonna be really nice to Muriel. Oh God, that voice.
Is that a good oh gods or a bad oh gods?
The bad oh gods.
So mean. Ooh.
Sexy gods. I stay silent while I wait for him to be comfortable enough to speak. When he does, his voice is low and hesitant.
There's something out there in the woods. It's been there for a while. At first I thought I was imagining it. A shadow with horns moving between the trees, someone laughing at me. But then one day he spoke to me in Lucio's voice.
It can't be, or believe him. Actually, this time I'm gonna go with I can't. It can't be, because I think that, like, I know that everyone always picks believe him because, I mean, Muriel is Azra's best friend. But I think that there's a part of Asra that, like, is so scared of what that might mean to everything. If Muriel was actually right, that he might, you know. So I'm gonna go with it can't be. But let's see if people disagree. No, just such a troll. Yes.
It's okay. You can simp over me. I'm cool with it. As long as you're of age.
Yeah, as long as you're. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
You can all simp for my girlfriend. She deserves it.
Oh, shut up. You flatter me.
Oh wow! It can't be one. Wow, nice. I don't want to believe it. Lucio is dead. This was meant to be over. Are you sure it was him?
He called me a big ugly killer and tried to order me around.
As Jess was saying, Lucio is a troll. That does sound like him. Why didn't you tell me?
You were gone, as always.
That's not fair. Muriel keeps carving wood like his life depends on it, staring down at his hands. Part of me wants to argue with him, but there are more pressing matters on my mind. Lucio being back isn't the only strange thing that has happened in the last few days. I start filling Muriel in on what I learned from Jody about Nadia's plans and Elia's return. Let's see, the chat is quiet. Oh no, I missed the start of the stream again. Even a reminder. No, Tasha, don't worry. First of all, welcome.
Yeah, hi Tosha.
Um,
We love you even if you missed the beginning of our stream.
and also we were rereading chapter 2 because there are some people who have never read it. So you did not miss chapter 3, which is at this point coming fairly soon. And you've been on so many streams of chapter 2.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that you're not even bored yet.
Also, like, yes, 30 is a good, you're allowed to simp at me at 30. Simp at me?
I am 30, she's 31.
I'm 31.
In that age range.
Which somebody accused me of lying about today.
Yeah, I had a really interesting interaction with someone on Discord. I have a rule. I do not DM with minors. So if someone who is a minor message me in private and I find out that they're a minor, I'm like, hey, thank you very much. Feel free to write to me in public. I do not DM with minors. And this one kid was like, oh, but well, how old are you? Like 19? And I'm like, oh, bless your heart. Thank you so much. That was the best ego boost I had in a while. And I remembered that young kids don't know what 30-year-old people look like. And they hear 30 in their mind, they think like old. I look younger than I am. I'm in my 20s and I look 12, 14. I'm 36 and people usually think I'm younger.
No, I feel like a kid.
Now I feel like a kid. Oh. Everyone else, why are you doing this to me, Lucha? Because I'm the goat man count and life is a nightmare. Yeah, I guess. Imagine how bored he would be though. Like
every time somebody calls him Goat Man, I'm always like, Goat Man, I'm on your bridge, Goat Man. Just in a deep cut. Not really a deep cut.
Bear, to be fair, I have friends who are 30 who do have gray hair. Love the reference.
I have gray hairs and
yeah,
I literally every time my students upset me, I blame them for it. I say every time you do something that makes me sigh at you, I get 2 more gray hairs.
Oh my god.
I'm dancing with your wife, and she's my wife now.
I literally imagine The Apprentice dancing with Nadia, being like, I'm dancing with your wife, Goatman. She's my wife.
She's my wife now.
That's literally Nadia's route. That is Nadia's route.
Tosha, Goatman. There's no need to feel down. I say, Goatman. Pick yourself off the ground. I say, Goatman. We will burn down your town. There's no need to be a ghosty. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts. Do I get hearts every time I sing? Am I going to have to make up songs more often?
There's actually a version of Julian Asra on YouTube somewhere. Yes, there is, and it's hilarious.
Oh, I remember that.
Speaking of Goatman, I think it's still somewhere on YouTube. The person who made it is no longer part of the fandom. It's a very, very old video. There's an animatic to a song called Kiss the Goat with the Arcana characters. It's one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in my life. I laughed so hard. I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but please, if you get a chance, go see it because it's really, really, really funny. Speaking of gray hair, I started getting them after studying medical college for a year. That will do it to you.
Tosha, I think pre-med took like 2 years off my life.
I wouldn't know if I get any. I wouldn't know.
I know.
Right here. That's how you trick it. You just like go like white, and then you're like, when I actually go white, it's gonna be money saved in hairdresser appointments. I see some people are joining in the number, but for some reason I'm not getting pop-ups for the names. But welcome everyone who joins.
Lucha's art is literally Kiss the Goat.
Kiss the Goat, yes.
Sometimes I think about Lucio in his goat form, and I think of those videos of goats that are like. Do you know what I'm talking about? They're like. But that's like a mating thing.
Oh my god!
Where they like. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Or when they scream.
I didn't know it was a mating thing.
Or when they scream and they're just like, ah!
Oh my god, MC to Asra, I kissed the goat and I liked it.
I mean, don't quote me on this. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's related to mating. I could be wrong. I'm not a farmer. I've just pet goats.
Help me causing more crimes. I'm sorry, Shining Moon. Could you... Honey, can you read this one, please? This is making me laugh so hard I can't read it out loud.
Which one? The one, can you imagine Lucio trying to seduce you by just going, ah! Ah!
Doing the goat mating sound.
It was like, it's not that you're afraid of moaning into your girl's eel. Meanwhile, I'm screaming like insert goat scream. Does he poop in little goat pellets too?
Oh my god, please don't. You're going to kill me.
I'm sorry.
Oni, are you okay, darling?
I'm okay. I've just been inhaling clay dust all day.
Careful with that, though.
Yeah.
Uh,
starts playing again. Cause I'm never gonna dance. Guilty hooves ain't got no rhythm.
Oh my god.
It's just auto-tuned goat screams doing the careless whisper.
Do we have any more goat takes, or should we go back?
Do we have any more goat?
No, I don't wanna.
Do we have any more goat hot takes?
I do have lots of unfinished business.
What if his eyes go too slimmer? He's just stuck with like the creepy goat square.
I think this is getting like we can't even fully read the chat right now because we're laughing too hard.
And my eyes watering under the eye patch.
Tomorrow, Tasha. Tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna pass out after this.
Yeah.
He basically has the worst of all the goat.
Yeah.
To draw this, somebody who isn't me and has like a commission list this long needs to draw this.
Agreed.
I had
MD
closed
keeps
commissions.
Lucio out.
People I like come to me and ask me to draw things I like, and I can't say no to them. Okay, I think
he turns to me playful. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm encouraging this.
Go back to the story for a moment, or we're never gonna finish it, and I'm gonna die. I'm gonna choke to death.
Except the ones with reason plays. No, Lucio's a fainting goat, 100%.
The problem is that I keep envisioning this, but with him in his human form.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Actually.
Okay, back to
the MC hides behind corners and spooks him just for him to go like stiff and fall over.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I'm encouraging it.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm having fun with it. He'll totally freeze up when called out. Oh my god.
No, it's goats. They're called fainting goats.
I can't unsee it. No, I can't unsee it either now. It's forever burnt in my mind. Okay, back to the story. Muriel doesn't comment, but somehow I get the sense that he's not surprised. I'm not sure what to do about all of this.
Why do you need to do anything? It's been 3 years. It's over.
Is it? Or do you just really want it to be?
You just want to talk about that doctor, don't you?
Don't you, Asra? I know.
Whatever you say.
I rummage through my bag until I find my travel paint set. I grab a freshly carved cat figurine from Muriel's side of the table and start working on it. We sit in silence for what feels like an eternity as I try to think of something to say. Something other than, I can't believe he killed Lucho, or why would he come back?
Asra, you're predictable.
I can't nah, why would he come back? I think cows do too, Tasha, though.
Do they? I don't know if they're fainting cows. I really just know about fainting goats.
Are you sure they were mooing and they were in like whatever sound?
Mah. Mah.
Okay.
Sorry.
You can tip cows, I think. I wouldn't know. Continue. Why would he come back? I just don't understand why he would come back. Muriel sighs and shakes his head. He's always been stupid and reckless, but this seems over the top even for him. Why would he risk it when he knows he's wanted for killing Lucho?
But he didn't.
But he didn't. What?
Don't make fun of my crappy voice.
No, I was just reading Asra saying what?
Oh. No, you never mind.
Yeah, no, I did mock you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, see?
Sorry.
I'm aware. He didn't kill Lucio. He wasn't even there. By the time he got to the room, it was already on fire.
How do you know?
I was there because you... Is this meant to be a joke?
Why would I joke about this?
You asked me to take him up to Lucio's wing, and I did. When we got there, the room was on fire. He ran into the room and I left.
Why are you only telling me now? Or why would I have asked you to do that? Which one are we going to go with? Why would I guess, why are you only telling me now? Because this is 3 years after the fact. I just want to comfort Muriel. He's not having a good time in this story. Yes, he's not having a good time in the story, but also at the same time, I think that Asra is having a worse time than him, and Muriel is just like really just calling him out.
Muriel's over it.
Though. Muriel will be okay. We have good things in store for him. Wait, why are you only telling me now?
Well, you never asked.
Are you going to tell anyone that Ilya is innocent?
I'd rather not.
Nadia wants to hang him.
And I'm sure she isn't the first and won't be the last.
Muriel.
Honestly, I never understood your fascination with that idiot.
Well, he made me laugh.
If you say so.
I do say so. He's funny. But that doesn't matter now. Ilya, why would he confess to a crime he didn't commit? Being self-destructive is one thing, but this is something else entirely.
Are you going to look for him?
I think I will. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what people pick.
Muriel's the friend. Muriel's the therapist friend in this.
Yes. Muriel is that friend. Is that friend who can't handle his friend's relationship drama anymore. You voted against me. I think
Sorry.
I will. Muriel gets up and starts sweeping the wood shavings from the floor. Inanna growls at the broom and sits at my feet. I love her. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. I know you will, no matter what I say, but you shouldn't.
I just need to know what happened to us, Muri.
Why? Why can't you just leave it alone? You got what you wanted, didn't you? Bringing Jody back is all you ever cared about.
That's not true. And I didn't get what I wanted, not really. Not until I get our memories back, too.
Do what you want. You've always been impossible like that.
You know I care about your opinion.
You don't really care. You don't care about my opinion or Jody's, really. You just want our blessing. I guess now she's become your carbon copy. You two can just disappear into your own world together.
And you care too much about what I do. I almost say it out loud, but I'm not sure it's something I could come back from. By the way, it's not something you could come back from. Can I stay the night? He shrugs and turns his back to me.
If you're cooking.
The shadow of our conversation lingers as we eat dinner and a dinner of foraged mushrooms and roots. Afterwards, I collapse on the bed almost immediately, the exhaustion of my long trip finally catching up to me. I snatch a glimpse of Muriel as he sits by the fire, petting Inanna's ears before my eyes fall closed. I make a sleepy attempt at reaching out to Jody's magic. I can feel it more strongly than the last time I tried, maybe because it's so close to Vesuvia. Images start to form before my eyes, flitting by so quickly I can barely make them out. I manage to focus on an aqueduct or a city street. What are we?
I think I said an aqueduct last time.
I'm putting in an aqueduct. Let's see which one is gonna win. We're gonna finish this so late. This is the rate we're going. We have another chapter. It's okay. It's Friday. Jody is walking along one of the aqueducts that bring fresh water to the city. Somehow I know she's worried about something, though I can't tell what it is. Then I spot a tall figure up ahead, standing on the edge of the aqueduct.
Jody, fancy seeing you here, hmm?
I feel a flash of consternation distracting me. The image dissolves, and I can feel Jody's magic start to slip away. I refocus on it, trying to chase it. I see her again. She's standing in a garden, overgrown with ivy and filled with dilapidated marble statues. And in front of her, holding a glowing blue flower out towards her, is Ilya again.
Are you okay, Julian? You're acting weird. Why would anything be wrong? I'm perfectly fine, Jody. No, I'm better than fine. I'm fantastic.
Liar, I think automatically. But I'm immediately distracted when Ilya steps forward, taking both of Jody's hands in his.
After all, here I am, in a beautiful garden with you. Who wouldn't be delighted by such wonderful company?
Something flares up inside of me, red hot and spiteful. I feel myself recoil. My eyes snap open and I sit up in bed. Pale morning light falls in through the window of the hut. There's no sign of Muriel or Inanna. I was asleep. It was just a dream. A strange, unusually vivid dream, but a dream nonetheless. Muriel and Inanna return just as I am about to head out.
Are you going back to the shop?
I've been gone too long. I should check on Jody.
That's not Jody.
Why would you say that or don't say that? Everyone always go with why do you say that in live streams? I am gonna go with don't say that right now. Because it's Friday.
Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody looking forward.
Nice.
What?
Don't say that.
The person she was before would never have let you be her caregiver like this.
She doesn't necessarily like it now either.
I don't blame her. Would you?
I don't know how to respond to that. I pick up my bag and scratch Inanna behind the ears. Then I head off towards the city. I arrive at the shop, All the windows are dark and the door is locked. I walk inside. Joe? Hello? Silence. She's not home. I can't tell if it's a relief or a disappointment. I can't tell if it's relief or disappointment I feel as I climb the stairs to the apartment. As much as I miss her when she's not around, I seem to miss her more when she's right in front of me. I sense Faust before I see her, tucked between a pillow and the wall. Hi, baby.
Asra!
She flicks her tongue happily at me and slithers from the bed to my arm. Did you and Jody take good care of each other? Faust blinks at me and wraps herself around my wrist.
Jody?
Where is she, by the way?
Slippery boy.
Oh? I wonder. No, I don't really want to know what Faust meant by that. I shrug off the thought as I walk over to the kitchen. I make my own tea first, then search the shelves for what I need to make Jody's favorite kind. The smell of cinnamon is so strong it makes my nose twitch. It makes the room smell like she's here, and it eases my mind. Still, something feels off. Something I can't quite explain. Look in the kitchen. Look in the living area. I'm gonna
I know
go
which
to
one I'm
kitchen.
choosing.
I have working weekend, but sleep is for the weekend. Asra. Yeah, I need to sleep this weekend. Actually, I really need to catch up on some sleeping. I did not sleep this past week. Too many things happening. Too fast. I scan the counters and open the cabinet. Nothing seems to be out of place. At least no more out of place than it already was. Why do I feel like someone's been here? Tea, bread, some honey, and that old tin of coffee I would never bring myself to throw out. I thought it was buried all the way in the back of the cabinet. I push it behind a large jar of rice.
Slippery boy.
I don't want to talk about it. Faust wiggles off of me and I follow her into the living space. A stack of books piled high on my desk catches my eye. One of them has been left open. I pick it up and take a closer look. Jody's energy radiates from it. A long red silk ribbon is marking a page, and tied to the ribbon is a small key. My backdoor key. Ilia's key. For those who have not read chapter 1, we see a memory where Asra gives Julian a key to the apartment. A bitter taste fills my mouth. I guess now I know why he came back here. One final dramatic gesture. I put the key in my pocket or I leave the key on the desk. I always take the key in this option.
Oh, bye.
I was leaving.
Said the
Gotta go
cat.
now. I have to be up at 8 a.m., which is only 7 hours away. I had fun though.
Oof.
Your streams are really cozy. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
thank you.
Next one. We try to stream every Friday. Or at least once a week. I hear the front door unlocking. I let the key fall into my pocket and run to the stairwell. She's back. Back from your jaunt to the palace? Welcome home, Joe. She smiles weakly at me and shrugs. I recognize that look. What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
I shake my head and smile at her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. Then you don't have to talk about it. Come upstairs, I made the tea you like. She follows slowly behind me, the set look in her eyes. I'm starting to get an idea of what Faust was trying to tell me earlier, and I don't like it. Joe, Faust tells me you've been spending time with Julian.
I was.
Was? Oh. The pieces of the puzzle slot into place, and the picture I am seeing makes me clench my jaw. I pick up the teapot and carry it over to the table where Jody is sitting. Huddled up in her chair with her legs pulled up to her chest. No wonder you don't want to talk about it. Say no more. I know exactly what happened. He decided what was best for you and wouldn't listen even when you told me he was wrong, right? Probably right after jumping headfirst into a relationship with you, featuring at least one dramatic speech. Knowing him, probably more. Well, how did I do? I set the teapot down on the table with slightly more force than I intended. I'm sure if I were to guess, she spent last night wandering around Vesuvia with him, allowing him to feed her pretty lies in a moonlit garden. I'd be right about that too. But if that wasn't a dream... Oh, hold on. Someone just messaged me. I can only see part of the message saying that they tried to pop on the stream. Just wanted to wish you well. Thank you. Someone is messaging me on Instagram right now telling me, but I don't understand why they can't write in the chat. I can't open the message right now without exiting the stream, so I'm gonna check it later. Whatever magic that was, I'm not sure I want to know right now.
How did you...
I know, Ilya, or what do you think? Okay, before I start the timer, I just want to let everyone know that if they go with the top choice, what Asra says is very much in line with this conversation in the canon version. For people who know, this is Asra's point of view of a conversation that happens in Julian's route between Asra and MC. The bottom choice is still in line with canon, but we were a little bit more speculative, so up to you to decide which one you want to see.
I definitely voted opposite because I forgot which one was which. Ouch. Okay, I might need to...
People actually want to hear canon. Great. I know, Ilya. The only thing he loves more than drama is his own suffering, and he's determined to chase both.
That's not true.
Isn't it? It's easy to forget when you're around him. He fills the room with excitement, makes you feel special. And he gives all his lovers exactly the same treatment, as it turns out. My fist closes around the key, still inside my pocket, squeezing it so hard I can feel it dig into my palm. And then he finds some way to sabotage it. I've always found it so interesting that Asra uses that phrasing when he talks about him. He says he fills the room with excitement and makes you feel special, and then he finds some way to sabotage it. This is really the conversation that made us all think, while we were writing this, it made us think, okay, so it's pretty obvious that Asra is the one who got left, much like Julian leaves MC at the beginning of his route. The only difference is that in Julian's route, MC then goes back to him, and like she is like Jody in this case, but like the MC in the Arcana goes and like they chase Julian down, they track him down. But at the time of the plague, Asra would not have been in a place where he would have done it. He would have like just taken it. He would have just been okay, well, I wasn't supposed to get into this flame to begin with, so why would I? But it's always interesting to me that he talks about it as like a relationship that ended because of Julian being self-sabotaging. I feel that a lot of people in the fandom assumed that because Asra was colder and Julian was more forthcoming with his feelings, Asra must have been the heartbreaker. But I think that from the way that he talks in that entire chapter and the way that he's always so like, he always feels like very resentful of the relationship. I think that it's the other way around, that the person who got like unexpectedly hurt at the end was him.
I agree. I agree with that.
My thing. Maybe Muriel is right about him. Maybe I should just leave town again, and it's not like he hasn't escaped a death sentence before. He'll be fine. Yes to all of that. Yes, of course. Well, I mean, I know that you agree with all of that. We wrote this together. I'm pretty sure the way Nyx Hydra put it in their Ask blog on Tumblr was they ghosted each other. Yeah, But like, I remember that. I don't know how much of that was a joke and how much of that was serious, but there's still the fact that like at least the way that we at least the way that I envisioned this going in the timeline of this story at the very least is that Julian has that like dramatic breakup and then they just stop talking to each other. Like they just don't seek each other out anymore. Where they could have like maybe like possibly reconciled the way that listen, exactly the way that happens in Julian's route, where Julian has the dramatic breakup with MC, and then in the next chapter MC goes and finds him and everything is forgotten and they're back on whatever it was that they were on before. I think that whatever happened with Asra, then neither Asra nor Julian ever felt, and like, you know, Nick Sutter used to joke all the time to mention. Oh, that is okay, but that to me, the fact that Julian is the most impulsive thing that Azra has ever done is so spot on. A lot of what Azra does, we're actually following that up on this in the story because you will see that a lot of the decisions Azra makes when he is actually interacting with Julian in the story are going to be on impulse. Like he's gonna come into a situation with like a plan very much set in his mind that I'm gonna do this, this, and that, and this is how I'm gonna confront him, and this is how I'm gonna act, and this is what I'm gonna do. And then the moment he sees him, everything goes out the window, whether it's like in the negative of like, I'm gonna go to him, I'm gonna be a mature person, I'm gonna confront him. Nope, never mind. Feelings take over, and feelings take over can be anger can take over, or sadness can take over, or spite can take over, or like, you know, the other feelings can take over. I've got plan, but then Ilya happened. Isn't that what happens during the plague time? If you think about it, like Asra is so single-minded. I'm gonna go to the palace. I'm gonna research how to bring the apprentice back to life, and Ilya happens. Totally unexpected, totally unaccounted for, and that deviates from the plan. And considering that we know that Azra has issues like letting go and letting go, especially of control, that is a huge no-no for him to have Ilya happen out of nowhere, ruining all his plans. Like the Spanish Inquisition. Ilya is very lovable. Ilya is very lovable and a very easy distraction. I mean, I totally see where Azra was coming from. And why should it be my job to look after him anyway? I've never met someone so dedicated to their own unhappiness as Ilya.
Doesn't he deserve to be happy?
Don't we? I finally let myself sit. I sigh and take a sip of my now cold tea. You know what? I can't tell you what to do. You're your own person. You can make your own bad decisions. Just please be careful with him. Oh, that reminds me. Do you still have the deck I left you? Jody nods and quickly hands me the deck. She seems eager to get rid of it. One card in particular calls to me. I recognize its voice before I can even see it. The Hanged Man. I slide the whole deck back into my pocket before Jody sees it. The card goes quiet. You're right? Nothing strange happened with the deck. Okay, can I ask what are the cake emojis for? Because I'm actually curious. Did someone write that? No one. What are the cake emojis for?
Is it because we're delicious?
I think it's because we're delicious. I'm so sorry if this question was already answered, but I came here from the Arcana app and it said there would be premium content we could access by watching the live. Does anyone know anything about that? Thank you so much. Yes. Oh, cake is for tea time, maybe. Okay, so about the premium content, we are reading an Arcana story. When you attend live streams on Dorian, all of the premium choices within the story that is being read are going to be free. So we are going to be unlocking them and reading them out loud, and everyone can just listen to them, and they don't have to spend any money, any game currency, nothing. If this is not the story that you're interested in, or if you're interested in a particular character story, on the Dorian app, there is a section where you can see the live streams. You will see the live streams that are scheduled for the week, and you can go and tap to follow the notifications to get a notification when the story that you're interested in is being read. Okay, thank you so much. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
It's actually really a really good way to get to read the content that you want to read and you can't afford. If you don't have the resources to invest in hearts, and it really helps people to have people in their chat and engage with their content.
We're getting a lot of cake.
Yes, we are.
Cake, 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 cake. Which is funny because y'all can't even see my butt. So me too.
Now I want cake, and now I want something sweet too. I'm gonna have a whatever AM snack when we finish here. I think it's gonna be a late AM. Okay, let's finish this chapter. I want to move on to the next one.
Okay.
Elias' snack, yes. Only at this point do I realize just how confused she looks. I am probably making no sense at all. But even if I wanted to explain, where would I start from? You're home. I'll make us some dinner. Faust follows me in silence as I walk back into the kitchen.
Hey, can I try your tea?
You're not going to like it.
It smells good. Just let me try it.
Let her try it or refuse. Which one are we gonna go with? Okay, I'm gonna go with refuse because everyone always picks let her try it. But I don't know, like, put yourselves in. You described the benefits of oysters so well. Oh, thank you, Jess. I hope I got everything right.
I picked refuse because I've never played that one before.
I'm like, okay, I want people to read refuse mostly because, and I know that some people like, okay, hear me out as to why we picked refuse, as to why we even included refuse. Asra right now is very preoccupied, and you've seen it throughout the chapter. He's very preoccupied with the fact that she doesn't seem to be the person that she used to be. So it's very like how he makes her tea when she's not even home because he wants to smell her and be reminded of her. How he notices every mannerism that has changed. So I think that he would be somewhat upset to see also her tastes start changing. So I'm picking refuse for now. There's no point. I promise you, you won't like it. I don't mean for it to come out as sharply as it does. There's a long silence. Then Jody walks into the kitchen, a frown on her face. This sight makes me feel strangely guilty, so I turn towards the kitchen counter instead. I start looking for the ingredients I need as I wait for the water to boil. Red flags, red flags, red flags!
Asra, are you okay?
Yes, it is a red flag. I agree, okay? It is a red flag. It is. It is. As the OMG, I checked the emojis available to spam, and there's an Italian hand one. I know.
Oh, we're well
We've been
aware.
spammed that so much. Why wouldn't I be?
I don't know, but you're zoning out more than usual.
I guess I'm just tired. I flinch as my fingers brush against the tin of probably stale coffee at the back of the cabinet. I turn back to the stove to see that the water has boiled over. It's been a long day. To be continued. To be continued now because chapter 3 is out and 120 people joined this one. Wow! Thank you, everyone.
I'm gonna take a hydration break and fill up my water again.
Everyone drink. Please, everyone drink. If you have food around you, eat. And we will be right with you with episode 3, which will be largely read by our lovely bee, because Julian is going to be the narrator in the next one. Cake. I want to like shake the hand of the person who's sending all this cake. I have a bet
Why is there
underneath.
so much cake?
Hang out, Tasha.
Oh, this is so much better.
On Team Episode 3, it's called Drinking Song, yes.
Oh. I got my chair, and now I'm more comfortable.
All right, let's continue. Right on point, actually. The right song just started playing for the beginning of this episode.
I'm gonna have to channel myself from last week.
Oh yeah, you were drunk last week.
I was not that drunk.
You were on the floor.
I was tired. I'm on the floor sober sometimes.
Julian, there you go. Take it away, Julian.
The rowdy raven is unusually quiet. The murmurs of the few remaining patrons mix with the buzzing in my head. Was it morning already? Have I been here the whole night? Last night? The memories of Jody, of the docks, and what I did and said to her rush through my head again. My stomach turns with guilt.
We keep getting
Bartholomew, mew, 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 mew. The barkeep sighs. He pushes away the glass he was polishing and throws the dishcloth over one of the beefy shoulders.
Hi, Julia. Thank you for the
Thank
heart.
you, Julia. Y'all, did I do that line justice?
I don't know if Santi is still in here.
No.
Because it's late for us Europeans.
Yeah, that's true.
Hi, Oscar. Thank you for joining.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for telling me I did the line justice.
Who told you to do the line justice? She's not here. Okay. What now?
I tilt my tankard. It's empty.
You drank it, like each one before it. And each one before those. And you paid for none yet. And we are closing.
I slept on the table with a sob. Why do I ruin everything I touch? I want more.
You want more? You don't even
want
say
more.
baby, you want more.
I'm not drunk enough. I'm still feeling feelings.
I think that's pretty much what he says. I want more.
Give me another. Just one? Can't think. Don't wanna. Please. I keep thinking. I can't. Mercy, Barth. I want to forget. Just forget. Please. Please.
You do an amazing drunk, Julian. Oh my god. I said we're closing.
I move my head over the tabletop to look at him. My lips tremble. Barth rolls his dark eyes, then sits across from me. A strong pull on my collar makes me sit up.
Okay, pull yourself together and spill it. What's wrong? I'll listen for the sake of old times. Just promise me you'll go after.
I don't know where to start.
How about the beginning?
I was born in...
Whoa, fast forward a little, would you?
I sniffle. I shake my head and rub my face to collect my thoughts. I've hurt so many people, Barth. My family, my friends, my lovers. I'm a disaster.
He said he's a disease, but that's also very scary.
I can't see out of my left eye very well, so.
Let me check.
I'm a disease, which is also something that I have said about myself.
Yes, it was perfect. She said that your Bartholomew was perfect.
Thank you.
Give us one more, because I didn't film that one.
A Bartholomew?
Were you filming?
A Bartholomew, mew, 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 mew.
He could have just asked Asra to wipe his memory and spare his liver. I mean, he got the healing power because he didn't want to forget about Asra, and now he's drinking to forget. I'm going, bye, lovely to listen to you. Oh, bye, thank you for showing up. Oh, thank you for filming. You know when you go to bed so I can start filming again. He's a disease, and the disease is clinical depression. Yes, whoever is sending cakes.
I feel like somebody fell asleep with their hand on their phone and it just keeps sending cake.
Whoever is sending cakes, start sending Julian's. Are they gonna listen? No, I think they might have fallen asleep with their hand on the cake.
I feel like this is like when a cat steps on your keyboard.
Here's
Oh, yes. Oh, Cake and Julian.
Okay, continue.
A cruel, greedy, selfish wreck of a man who should be locked away. Or better, hanged, to stop him from breaking more hearts.
Bart, you.
Nods.
Makes sense.
I look at him with gratitude. His understanding gives me strength to keep talking.
I love this bit. I love it so much. Yep, you're a terrible human being.
Yep. Yeah, you are.
Oh, you understand me so well. Tell him about Asra. Telling him about Jody. I don't remember. I remember what he says about Jody, and it's really funny, but I don't remember what he says about Asra, honestly, so. Julian is cake.
Julian has no cakes, as we saw
Asra
from
wins.
PG. But of all those people, the one I can't stop thinking about is Asra.
The magician? White hair? Colorful clothes?
I haven't seen him for 3 years. God knows how many times I tried to write him, then set the letters on fire. He wouldn't want to hear from me. Our affair was messed up to begin with, and I only made it so much worse. No wonder he cursed me, you know?
Curse you. Okay.
Yeah, but I couldn't take it anymore, and I came back here to confront him, to apologize, to demand that he lift the curse. I don't know. For all these years, I kept the spare key. Do you know he gave me a key to his shop? So I could come over whenever I wanted, or whenever I liked.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, he was. He even got me coffee, you know? Why would he do that? The infuriating, cryptic little witch. He doesn't drink coffee. He did all of that, and I
Screwed up as always. Sorry, I missed that.
So I went to the shop, his shop, magic shop.
I figured.
But he wasn't there.
Oh my.
I'm actually relieved I missed him. I probably only hurt him more if I didn't. Barth heaves a sigh and raises his eyes to the ceiling. The tortured look on his face is like a punch in the gut. And now I'm hurting you.
This scene is fantastic.
To my surprise, Barth bursts into raucous laughter.
You're not the first drunken fool to cry all over my bar. And your story isn't even half as bad as the worst ones I've heard.
I'm not? I must have omitted some details.
Look, you're a good guy. Oversensitive, overdramatic, and a bit stupid.
Ouch.
But a good one. You've had a crappy relationship and made some mistakes. Hey, who hasn't? But you're sorry and you want to get better. That's great. You're doing this in the worst possible way, but I applaud your enthusiasm.
Thanks.
So the way I see it, now is the time for you to dry your tears and ask yourself, what do you want?
What I want? That's a question I almost never ask myself. What do I want? I try to answer, but there's only one name my drunken mind keeps bringing to my lips. The main door slams open.
Let me check the chat for a second. Give Julian at least a little cake so Asra won't hurt his hand slapping it. Oh my god. Ren. Wait, did I miss something? I love Ranty Julian. Yeah, everyone loves Ranty Julian. Thank God V isn't doing the drinking game again. No,
I die.
No, but Resident Black was doing this last night. She was props to Julian's storytelling ability. Yeah, no, last night Resident Black read the story and she would drink every time Julian was self-deprecating. She got so drunk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The main
just like right off the bat too.
It's a new.
Sorry, I still had the chat open.
Oh.
I turn and find myself staring into the irate eyes of a tiny ginger creature. Do I have to read Portia, or are you going to read Portia?
Oh yeah, I'm going to read Portia. Ilya Pavlovich Dvorak. I butchered that pronunciation, but you'll forgive me because you love me.
Yes, it's true. Oh boy.
What do you think you're doing? Drowning my sorrows or hiding? Hiding. Yeah, you butchered a bit. Italian! Everyone butchers Lucio left and right, so I feel completely entitled to butcher my lover's name.
Hiding?
In a pub where everyone knows you, completely undisguised?
Yes. Well, I try to raise up from my chair. Portia gestures at me imperiously. Oh! And I sit back down. I see Barth open his mouth to speak, but he seems to think better of it. She brings a hand to her temple and starts pacing around me like a small yet terrifying shark.
Why did you come back, Ilya? And what were you doing out there for 3 years? Those pirates of yours said you were headed to Vesuvia. That was over a year ago. Where have you been instead? And what about now? What are you hoping to do now, you idiot brother of mine?
My hazy mind struggles to keep track of all of her questions. I'd forgotten how fast she talked. One thing at a time now, you drunk fool. You just need to focus on one.
Tell her why you're back, tell her where you've been, or tell her about your lack of a plan. Where you've been.
Portia, stop, you're scaring the hose.
Yeah. Oh yes, please stream this route with your Slavic accent.
Yes.
Portia scares everybody. The way you pronounce Lucia's name sounds like the Portuguese words for luxury, which makes perfect sense. No, I am so enthusiastic. I care deeply about the pronunciation of Lucia's name because my great uncle's name is Lucio. And so I grew up with a Lucio in my household. So like I have a Portia cosplay in the making.
Yes.
I love Portia. So yeah, I can't Lucio. I start pronouncing Lucio. Lucio. Listen, Lucio is a very common name in Italy, and Vesuvia is very heavily inspired by Italy. And I'm sure that Lucio totally mispronounces his own name because it's not his actual name.
Not his actual name.
He just took it on when he started interacting with the Vesuvians, aka the Italians. So he probably mispronounces it. Who wins? Tell her about your lack of a plan.
Well,
Seriously, Ilya?
I had a plan, I swear. a speech even. But it didn't work out.
You can't stay here, Ilya. Sooner or later, you're going to get caught.
Ah, Pasha, don't you worry. No one in here is going to turn me in.
What about Jody? She's still meant to be investigating you. We need to talk to her and figure out what to do.
Ah, well, about that. I think Jody may not be so happy to hear from me at this moment.
Ilya, what did you do?
Portia shakes her head, looking exasperated.
Never mind. This stops now. You're coming with me.
Absolutely not. I don't want you involved in my mess, Pasha. It's bad enough I dragged Jody into it.
Ilya. All right, that's enough. I've told you a dozen times, and I'm putting my foot down now. We're closing. Get out, both of you.
Portia grabs my sleeve and drags me out to the door. Her grip is impressively strong for a person her size. Where are we going? Oh, wait, hold on.
One moment of silence for the amazingness of this sprite that I made so patiently because I wanted him to have just the...
Wait. Oh, hold on. Just hold on. Just give me, just hold on. Just wait.
Look at you.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Where are we going?
Exact cosplay? Yeah, perfect. I made the sprite for 2 reasons. Appreciating the outfit change. I love this outfit. This came out so cute. Because I think he's too drunk to put his everything back. He's just like, yeah. Okay, you.
Where are we going?
To Mazalinka's house, obviously. Maybe she can talk some sense into you if you won't listen to me. Go to Mazalinka's place, or the night is still young. I'm voting the night is still young, honestly.
Oh, thank you for the compliment on my closet cosplay. I don't know if you were here when I said this, but this is literally my winter jacket.
It looks actually there's a picture of her on our Instagram of her by a canal in Venice with like her red hair and her long Julian-esque coat, and it's so in character.
What? No! The night is still young, Pasha.
It's sunrise, Ilya, and you're drunk and have apparently been drunk all night. You need sleep.
Nonsense. I feel fine. I take off down the street without a destination in mind. Pasha follows after me.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
Well, I'm coming with you.
The sun has chased away the last remnants of the night by the time we reach the docks. What is this word?
Bark. It's a
Bark?
kind of sailing ship.
Okay. That's embarrassing. A large bark is in the process of setting sail when we arrive. As we watch the ship slowly guide out to sea, I feel a pang of nostalgia.
Let me change the music. Yeah.
Do you remember when we would play at being pirates?
I remember kicking your butt at our pretend sword fights.
Ha! I was letting you win, obviously. You were so little, it would have been unfair. Pasha elbows me in the ribs, a smile on her face.
Yeah, right. Keep telling yourself that.
She falls silent for a moment, and when I look down, I notice the grave look on her face.
Why are you doing this, Ilya?
There are tears shining in her eyes. The sight of them makes my heart hurt. Oh, Pasha.
Why won't you just leave? You can make a life for yourself somewhere else. Maybe your memory loss was a blessing. I already tried that, or I don't deserve that.
I have to take my glove off to touch my phone.
Darling, which one should we pick for this one? You know, you're the Ilya in the...
I said I don't deserve that.
Okay.
What?
The second one is more in character, but technically he did try and then he came back to Vesuvius. Continue.
I don't deserve that. I need to pay for what I've done. It's only fair.
But you don't even know if you've done anything wrong.
I know I've done something wrong, Pasha. I can feel it in my soul. I just don't know what the crime I don't know if it's the crime I've been accused of. Portia wipes a hand over her eyes.
I need to go back to work. Promise me you'll at least get some sleep. You look like you're about to keel over.
I keep telling you, Pasha, I'm fine. Portia gives me a final resigned look. Then she turns away and heads off down the street. I start walking in the opposite direction. I lose track of how long I wander through the streets of the city. The pavement starts to fill up with people. The sun climbs steadily higher in the sky. I keep walking aimlessly with no clear idea of where to go or what to do now. Eventually, I find myself at the theater or back to the docks.
I go to the theater. Oh, no. I wanted to pick the docks again. Never mind. I'm stupid. Yeah, the theater one. Never mind.
I stop in my tracks as I recognize the tall, narrow building ahead of me. Have my treacherous feet really led me to the tea house again? Of course, I remind myself it's a theater now, but I can't stop thinking of the way I used to know it. The small booths, the low tables, cushions that Asra would slouch on when we talked for hours. I can almost smell the smoky tea that they used to serve. I walk faster, as if I could outrun the memories. The alcohol from the previous night has worn off, and I don't like it. Being sober makes it too easy to think. As the setting sun turns the sky shades of red and orange, I find myself back at the Raven. Barth gives me a disapproving look as I take the seat at the bar. He brings me a salty bitters, though. I gulp down my drink. Snatches of conversation from the nearby tables drift over to me.
Yeah, we got another spy from the palace in here a little while ago. Try to eavesdrop or ignore them.
Try to eavesdrop for sure.
Check the chat. Look, as a person who has anxiety disorder, I feel like I've done something wrong all the time. Doesn't mean I should turn myself into the authorities left and right. Julian's a penchant for the dramatic, though. Yeah, he does. Smoky tea. Here's a call. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry.
Bear, I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree too. Okay, are we gonna eavesdrop or are we gonna ignore them?
I'm saying eavesdrop. That's just my onion.
Oh, also we're back in the Raven, so I don't know if anyone can even hear my music. It's so low.
I can hear it.
If I make it any louder, I can't hear myself. I can't focus. I'm already distracted.
I put my tankard down on top of the bar and stay still as I listen in.
They playing gay stories in Nico's stream. I think that Nico is actually streaming the same episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know that they were gonna stream it. Did you read this?
Yes.
Did you read?
I'm still trying to avoid the guards after all, at least for now.
Really? What makes you so sure?
You'd be too if you'd seen him. Oh, that's you.
You'd be too if you'd seen him. Totally out of place here. Bright clothes, white hair, and not really looking at anyone. Poked around here for a bit, didn't even get a drink, then left. Dramatic gasp.
Asra? I'm on my feet and heading for the exit before I even realize what I'm doing. I rush out into the street. I need to...
Find him. Get away from him. Is Julian gonna try to avoid him, or is Julian gonna try to find him? I think I'm gonna try to find them. Do you think the story is straight or something? If I was Essie, I'd be offended. No. Gay stories is literally the way they titled their stream for this chapter. Find him.
He's not here. Of course he isn't. What was I expecting? Still, that description.
I can't hear you, honey. Okay.
Still, that description. Could it have been him? I rack my brains. Think. My thoughts feel strangely sluggish, although I barely touch my drink. If Asra was looking for me, where would he have gone next? We didn't go to many places in the South End together, other than the Raven. And our tea house shutting down, that only leaves the market. I start walking, distracted by every flash of color along the way. The closer I get, though, the more I start having second thoughts. Am I really ready to see Asra again? How am I even supposed to find him in this place, in a place this crowded? I look at the stands, searching for a... I can't read. Oh my god. I look at the stands, searching for a place Asra would stop at.
At least Asra dresses like that, and he's easily findable. Yes, I agree. Okay, where could have Asra stopped at? I need to do something about the music because this is really annoying me. Okay.
All right, I made my vote.
Let's see. Let's start a timer.
Excuse me.
And a stand selling crystals it is.
A stand selling crystals catches my eye. That seems like the kind of hocus pocus stuff that Asra would use. I approach the vendor, giving him my friendliest smile. Hello there. Good afternoon. I'm looking for a friend of mine. I think he may have stopped here. Curly white hair, colorful clothes, kind of short.
Oh, I do remember him. He seemed like the magical sort, so I did expect him to stop here. But he walked right past me to that stand down the road selling coffee.
My mind wanders back to that tin of... Oh my god, I cannot read right now. My mind wanders back to the tin of coffee that suddenly appeared in Asra's kitchen 3 years ago. Is he really looking for me then? Thank you so much. I hurry into the direction that the vendor was pointing to. A little further down the alleyway, 2 more stands seem like likely candidates.
A stand selling hats and a stand selling incense. I'm gonna go with the hats. Are you okay, darling?
Yeah, just yawning.
So Asra. Remember when in his tale Asra said he needs a disguise and then put on a huge hat with a rainbow feather and a magenta scarf? Yes.
I think about that scene a lot. Like, a lot.
Sorry, I have to draw attention. Hold on. I'll be just a second. Actually. Let's try not to draw attention.
Let's try not to draw attention to ourselves.
They'd fool to fool. You drunk as Julian. Who's drunk? I'm definitely not drunk. I'd never been drunk in my life. And she's not drunk, not tonight.
Nope, just last week.
And the incense wins.
The smell of incense from the samples the vendor is burning wafts in my direction. A small shiver runs down my spine at the memories the scent carries with it. Hello. I was wondering if my friend might have passed through here a little while ago. Cute, white hair, many, scarves.
I don't think so. Oh, yes, hang on. He didn't stop here. But I noticed him because he seems so out of place. I think he was headed towards the fishmonger?
I turn in the direction that the vendor is pointing and see a stand with, amongst other things, some impressive lobster claws on display. I continue my way down the street. My heart is racing. I'm getting closer. He must be around here somewhere. My footsteps grow faster and faster as I scan my surroundings. I round a corner into an alley, almost at a running pace now, and walk straight into somebody headed in the opposite direction. Inconspicuous.
What about inconspicuous?
Asra in this outfit.
Hello, Ilya.
I start and take a step back. Ugh. This was a mistake. He's here, looking just as beautiful and indifferent as I remember him. All of this was a mistake. I brought it upon myself. But now what do I do?
Confront him dramatically, or run for the hills, you coward. Which one are we gonna go with? I'm gonna say confront him dramatically. I'm gonna tell you, Julian gets a little aggressive in the confront him and a little passive in the run. Confront him. Let's see aggressive Julian.
At last, witch, our paths cross again.
Yeah, that tends to happen when you look for someone.
I didn't expect you to track me all the way down here. Not the best neighborhood for such a pretty face.
I can take care of myself. You, on the other hand, what do you think you're doing out in the open?
Asra casts a worried glance behind me. I follow his gaze and spot a group of guards wandering through the market stalls. Quick! I lower my voice to a whisper and catch hold of his wrist. We turn into an alley so narrow his shoulder brushes against my arm as we walk. I spot a boarded up doorway that might just do the trick, swiftly grab Asra by his shoulders and pin him to it. My hand covers his mouth. Quiet now, darling. He doesn't struggle, but his eyes never leave mine. My heart starts racing. It has little to do with the danger of being discovered. I'm dimly aware of the sound of heavy footsteps drawing closer, then receding. Something flashes in Asra's eyes. I feel a sudden sharp pain in the palm of my hand. I snatch it away from his mouth with a surprised yelp. Did you just bite me?
What? Don't tell me you mind all of a sudden.
You know, as much as I love this little dance of ours, let's cut to the chase.
I know we killed Lucho, or I know you cursed me. Which one are we going? I'm gonna go with the curse. Sylvia, is because of the bite, or was it about something else? I know you cursed me.
I know you cursed me.
Enough of your theatrics, Ilya.
You've been looking for me. What do you want? Asra averts his eyes. Speak, witch.
I never mind.
He looks back up at me with an intensity I haven't forgotten.
Just stay out of my life and the life of my apprentice.
I step aside and let him out of the doorway. You know what? Looking for you was a mistake.
It most certainly was.
I can't bring myself to look him in the eyes for the last time before I turn around and walk away. My skin is burning with embarrassment, and a bitter taste of disappointment lingers in my mouth. What did I expect? I hurt him. He hurt me. Both of us would be better if we had never met again.
Turn around, you idiot, or keep walking. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious which one I'm gonna go for. Because of the quiet now, darling. He sure has a way with words. I say that before the bite. Oh. I bet in some way Julian liked the bite. Of course he did.
Of course he did.
And everyone wants to see the art.
As soon as I think of it, a future without Asra, something inside of me makes me turn around. Even if it means seeing him for the last time. I do, just in time to see two men approach him. They hover around him. Asra takes a step back. One of them stretches out a hand for Asra's bag in mockery of politeness, while the other circles him like I've seen animals do with prey. There's a bang and a puff of smoke. The mugger that was reaching for Asra's bag releases it with a pain towel. I act before seeing the flash of light reflected in a second man's blade. In just a few quick steps, I'm behind him. I grab him by the hair and the clothes and slam him into the alley's wall. His head meets it with a sickening crash. Asra, run. Asra's in shock, rooted to the spot. He stumbles when I push him out of the way to punch the other in the face. But the mugger ducks and takes a swing. Pain explodes through my jaw. Blood fills my mouth. During that second when I see black, he pulls out a knife. I notice it only when it's shoved under my ribs. I can barely hear Asra scream my name. Adrenaline rushes through my veins, giving me that familiar high. A grin splits my face and I cackle. I can imagine how I look, judging by the dread in the poor bastard's face. I grab him by the shoulder and pull, impaling myself deeper on the knife. The pain is sharp and sweet. I laugh louder.
What the?
He wrestles himself out of my grasp. He gets to his friend, pulls him up to his feet, and they disappear from the alleyway. Hey, wait! You forgot your knife.
I love this. Ilya!
I swivel to Asra. He's strangely blurry, but I can tell he's scared. I muster my signature smirk to show him that I'm all right now. I guess I can keep it. Then the world spins. My knees buckle beneath me.
Oh, hold on. My Ella is going to sleep. Oh, has to be up in 5 hours. Thank you for
Thank you for coming.
Going up. Have a good night. Did you read this one, honey?
Yes, I did. Asra catches me at once, pushes me against the wall. With his help, I slide slowly onto the ground.
Great God, Zelia. Calm down or flirt. I'm gonna go with flirt, honestly. Everyone wants.
We all know what we want. I nuzzle my face into his neck. Would have gotten stabbed earlier if I knew it would make you hold me. He moves away and gives me that annoyed scowl that I missed so much. Aw, Asra, are you blushing? Woohoo, wow. I hear the knife clink as he tosses it away. Asra's hand presses hard onto my stomach and I bite my lips again.
Sit still now and I'll try to heal as much as I can.
No need, Asra dear. Give me a minute and I'll be good as new, I promise.
Pray tell how exactly?
I tilt my head back, revealing the mark shining on my throat. Asra's eyes go wide.
Elia, what?
He leans in and parts my shirt to take a better look. I freeze. He's so close I can feel his breath on my skin. He traces the lines of the mark with his fingers. I let my eyes fall shut. I forget about the pain, the filthy alley. I just want him to keep touching me.
That was hot. Okay, amazing. You're so talented. Oh my god. Sylvia, stop. Yay, art. Yes, art. I'm sorry that the live stream format cuts some of the art. Did you read this one, honey, yet?
He wipes the blood away from my stomach to see the wound is no more than a scratch now.
And oh, I see.
Eventually, he snaps out of his awe and notices how tense I am, how hard I'm breathing, how close our faces are. He takes his hand away and sits back.
But how?
I need a moment to find my voice, then another to make sure it won't shake. You're joking, right? What do you mean, how? Asra frowns and worries at his lip.
It looks like we're in it for a longer talk, but not here. Is there anywhere we can go?
Yes. A friend of mine lives nearby. She won't mind. She's used to me barging in bloody in the middle of the night.
Wonderful. Can you stand up?
Oh, yes. I'm much better already. Upsy daisy. I heave myself up. I get dizzy, but Asra holds me up.
I've got you. But make even one cheap trash joke about us hugging, and I swear I'll leave you here.
I won't. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Not tonight. Let's go.
We stumble out of the alleyway. I really am able to walk on my own by then.
Oops, I opened the chat instead of clicking past it. Hold on to Asra, let go of Asra. Oh, come on.
I think I know what we're all gonna pick.
Julian looks like a vampire in this art. No, he's just
bloody.
He's just beaten really badly.
Oh, I don't let it show. I missed him so much. And now his arm is around my waist. His head is so close to my face that I can smell his hair. I've been dreaming about his touch for years, so damn me, I won't pass on it now. Soon we arrive at Mazalinka's hut. I don't dare to make Asra climb through the window. I push on the door. It's opened. Maz, hello? It's me again. Silence. Embers glow faintly in the hearth. She's not home. Maybe that's good. An earful of night is enough for me. Come in, don't be shy. I let Asra in first, then close the door behind us. I instinctively relax in the familiar, homey warmth and smell, but this time it means my legs go soft again. I suppose 2 major injuries in 3 days with almost no sleep and a night of heavy drinking are the limit. Thankfully, Asra catches me again.
Let's get you to bed. No, thank you, or flirt. Shirtless sprite. Again. Come on. It's unanimous. There's only one choice here. What are you talking about? I mean, it's because it's a live stream and it's free.
I wrap my arms around his shoulders, my lips brush against his temple as I whisper. Oh dear, so fast.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh dear, so fast. Buy me flowers first. I can almost...
A song that's a little more romantic. Let's go.
Okay. I can almost hear Asra roll his eyes.
Flowers now, huh? My, Elia, have you developed some standards over the years? I'm impressed.
I laugh and once. I laugh. Oh, God. I laugh and at once bend in half when the pain shoots through my middle. Damn, is this exhaustion or is a mark working slower? Asra holds me tighter and drags me toward the room behind the green curtain.
Anyway, we need to talk, and we won't if you pass out. To bed you go.
With you, darling? Even to the end of the world. I let him lay me down and prop me up on a pillow. Asra perches at the edge with a bowl and a cloth he took from the kitchen. He conjures up some water and dips the cloth in.
I'll clean you up. I bet that friend of yours won't appreciate blood in bed.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Don't move.
I obey. If he told me to stop my heart from beating, I would do that too. He brings the cloth to my mouth and wipes the dried blood off gently, unhurried, his gaze fixed on my lips. And I can't stop myself from studying his lovely face, those purple eyes, white lashes, plush lips.
Thank you.
Asra was so close that I would need to lean in just a little to kiss him.
Oh, Julia, sorry, I just saw Julia's comment. Thank you. Thank you so much, Julia. But I do really enjoy doing live streams so people who cannot afford the hearts can see it. I must say that thank you, Julia.
The level of simping for Asra is so relatable. I fully agree.
I think a lot of people can agree. Also, Julian is the good responses for getting stabbed with a sword being moved. Yes.
If you're gonna want this back, can I keep it?
Hey, you forgot your knife. That was genius. Did you read this one? Sorry, I got distracted by chat.
Yes. As if reading my mind, his eyes lock with mine. He brushes his thumb over my lips. What?
Do you recognize the song that I picked for the background for all the romantic scenes?
Yes, I do. I do. No, god damn it.
Oh no, don't get emotional, no. No, don't get emotional. No.
It's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay. Thank you, Julia.
He brushes his thumb over my lips. One more time. I instinctively part them. Asra turns away and soaks the cloth in clean water.
Take off your shirt.
I do as he says without thinking. It's second nature, even after all of this time. The way his eyes follow my movements and wander down my bare torso makes my pulse speed up. He catches me staring. Or maybe it was him who was staring in the first place. Heat rises up to my neck. He seems unbothered, which excites me even more. I tense and hold my breath. When he runs the cloth over my stomach for the first time, he stops and peeks at me. If I blinked, I wouldn't notice the little smile that tugged on the corner of his lips.
Is this okay?
Yes.
Hello, shirtless Julian.
Mm-hmm.
Relax, Celia.
He wipes the blood off me so methodically while I'm here losing my mind. Every swipe of the cool, damp cloth leaves me shaking. The lower each swipe, the harder I grip the sheets beneath me.
Oh, is this okay? Everyone wants to know the song. The song is this is the instrumental version of a song by a band called Sleeping at Last. The name of the song is You're Enough, and this is a big Julian song for me. Actually, most of the songs that I am writing this story to are from this band specifically, and I will feature more of them as we go along. But yes, this one song specifically is our song.
And it makes me cry, like, regularly.
It makes her cry, but it's been the main love score for every Asra and Julian scene I think of for this one series specifically, since I came up with the idea for the series 2 years ago. So for the past 2 years, this song has been the song for this story, and it's also been our song because we started dating around the same time that I started coming up with all of this.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Julian Kinney kind of cry.
Who said that?
Tosha.
Tosha. Stop exposing me. Yeah, we've been together for a little over 2 years.
Just now, just very recently, it's been 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I already read this.
Okay.
He pulls on the waistband of my pants to wash the blood that leaked behind it. I press my lips shut to make sure no sound escapes them. Then the torture is over.
All done.
He turns away from me, puts the bowl down. I take the opportunity to collect myself. This is ridiculous, coming undone like this for so little. But I haven't been touched like this for years. At least, not by Asra. How I wish he went on. Lower, closer, harder. Oh, how I long to touch him back, to make him sigh, make him moan like he used to. But no, I closed that door 3 years ago. There's no invitation in Asra's eyes when he looks at me now. Better get to the point. So, we should talk, shouldn't we?
About memories or about what we've done? Because he's still convinced that Asra has something to do with this. About what we've done. Oh, thank you, Julia. You're too kind. I love being here. This community has given me so much life. I am so excited. I just wish I had more time to pour into it, because it's really just the time management issue right now.
This community has been so amazing.
Yes, it really has been. I can't even begin. Even just the fact that I was able to put out there something that had been existing mostly in my mind for 2 years.
Yeah. Asra, what did we do? What happened that night?
Do you really think we could have killed someone?
Oh, hold on, I'm stuck. Yes? No? I don't know. I have nightmares, Asra, all the time. And they're foreign and familiar at the same time. I needed to come back to find out what happened, what I did. I needed to see. I bite my tongue before I say too much.
See what?
Asra looks me in the eye, waiting, maybe even hopeful. And I want nothing. I'm sorry, I keep zoning out. And I want nothing but to be honest with him now. I needed to see you again. I dare and take his hand in mine. I expected him to pull away, so my heart sings when he laces his fingers with mine instead. Asra stares at our joined hands, refusing to meet my gaze, and frowns. He opens his mouth as if to say something, then shakes his head, changing his mind. It is endearing as it is annoying that he remains the cryptic, stubborn, impossible witch I fell for. I've never forgiven myself for abandoning you that morning. You deserve so much more. You still do. I wish I could say I'm a better man now, but...
No, not now. There are more urgent matters to discuss.
Sure, of course. You're right. Ask away. He looks worried when he speaks.
Ilya, what do you remember about the masquerade?
Ah, yes, that faithful masquerade. Pain flashes through my temples, as it does every time I try to fill in the blanks.
Not much, or you. Of course he remembers Asra. He specifically remembers Asra. Oh! I've been with my woman for 10 years now. Wow! 10 years is a long time. Poor Julian,
a
I want
long
to
time.
hug him. Oh, yeah, me too. I don't know why they're so adamant about not being able to kill Lucho. If he'd done that to me, I'd be plotting an assassination. I mean, you do have a point. And that's why you're a Julian Kinney and not an Asra one? Yeah. Also the same.
There's something I do remember, though. You. Azra gapes at me for a second, his eyes wide with fear, then turns away from me.
What exactly do you remember about me?
Nothing that should scare him like that. What are you hiding, Azra? Your costume, of course, how the silk hugged your waist, and that neckline. That's something I remember quite vividly, actually.
Do you remember anything else? Something useful?
Oh, that is useful. Very much so. Came in handy many times on long, lonely nights.
Is there anyone here who doesn't know what actually happened in Masquerade? I think there are, at least when we were reading chapter 2, there were people who were not at all familiar with the Arcana. So we're trying to be still mysterious about it to some degree. Something useful for the case.
Okay, yes, I do. I remember how on edge you were. You wouldn't dance, you wouldn't eat, and then you disappeared.
Where to?
I don't know. Azra sighs. I squeeze his hand affectionately.
Anything else?
No, not really. Azra hunches. So that didn't help much. Classic me. He faces me and starts to speak.
Vesuvian masquerades used to last for 3 days, 3 nights.
Oh, I remember that. Lucio used to call it his birthday weekend.
Yeah, that year it started on a Tuesday.
Shocking. Azra shakes his head, then takes me by the wrist and holds up my hand.
It's actually more Azra Kinney type of thing than you think. I want to know. Can you at least send it to me in private if you don't want to write it in public? I want to know. I'm curious. There you go, honey.
Gently, he nudges one of my outstretched fingers. His eyes follow mine.
On the first night, Lucio held a banquet in his chambers. We were both there, but there were others. Mind you, this was no courtesy visit. We all wanted something out of it.
What would I ever want out of Lucio? He traces a circle on my palm with his index finger.
Not out of Lucio. The mark on your throat is the symbol of a bargain struck. No one cursed you, Elia. You asked for these powers, and you paid for them. You gave up something of yours, your memories, I assume, to a major arcana.
I don't understand. That doesn't sound like something I'd do.
Doesn't it? Please, Elia. Don't you remember how desperate we all were at the time? The city was dying in front of our eyes, and we had all lost so much. But here's the problem. I don't remember the ritual. I don't know what we did, nor how.
I fall silent. Azra taps another one of my fingers.
The second day of the masquerade is a blur, but something must have gone terribly wrong. By the end of the third day, Lucio was burned alive in his chambers. You confessed and escaped. Nadia, they thought she was dead. She was unconscious for 3 years.
I close my palm around his small hands and bring it to my chest. And what about you?
What about me?
What did you ask for? What was your price? He lowers his gaze, and by the time I can see his eyes again, his face is schooled into that same inscrutable expression again.
It's a long story, and you're tired. Go to sleep, Julia.
When he moves to stand up, my heart hammers in protest. You are too. Asra hesitates. It's a long way to the shop. This bed is big enough for the both of us. And I'm too tired to come on to you if that's what you're worried about. He runs his open palm softly over my forehead and my good eye. My eyelids flutter. Suddenly so heavy.
Aren't you sleepy, Julia?
I know that voice. Lower, softer, slower. My muscles relax at his silent command. Yes.
Sleep then.
I let my eyes fall closed. I dream of a feather-light hands on my skin. I dream of warmth of patchouli and vanilla. And then I dream of nothing at all.
To be continued. And this is where we're at so far. Spoiler warning, Asra technically was the reason
Right.
Oh, yes. Pomegranate juice. Yes. This was so good. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tasha. I'm glad you liked it. We had so much fun writing it, and we are very excited about writing more coming very, very soon.
And I'm having a whole lot of fun being Julian.
Thank you, Julia. I don't regret staying up. I don't regret staying up. It's 1:30 a.m. at my time, but then again, I'm always awake at this time at night. Yeah, we got so excited writing chapter 3 that we are already actively writing chapter 4, so it's going to be up soon.
Thank you for the hearts.
Thank you, Julia.
Thank you, Julia. Julia and Jess are like single-handedly paying for our everything.
Yeah. It was one of the greatest experiences. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. And they're new to my streams too, so welcome and come back.
Oh, thank you for being here. Make sure you come back.
We're usually here every Friday. Next Friday, however, she won't be here, and I will have a special guest that you're all gonna find out very soon about. It's a special guest that you're all gonna love, but I can't say anything about it yet. But yes, thank you for coming, and I can't wait. At this point, I'm gonna speed write episode 4. Oh, thank you. Definitely join again.
I'll definitely, if I have time, I'll definitely pop in, at least watch and be part of the chat. So I'll be around.
Yeah, and we will behave.
So I'll do my best.
At the very least, we will try.
We'll try.
Yes, usually. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you, Julia.
Yes, you can follow me here. You can follow me on Instagram. I use the same exact
Tosha, I'll look at the gray wall.
And so does B. You can find us both with our Dorian names.
Mm-hmm.
We will look at your gray wall tomorrow.
We'll look at your gray wall.
We will look. But yes, we when I don't have any new releases, I usually either go back and read something else popular of mine, or I read some of my friends' writing, because my co-authors are also working on independent series from this one. One of them is writing a detective mystery comedy, and then another one is writing basically Muriel's route, but from Asra and Julian's point of view. So you get to see all of the hidden scenes and everything that you didn't get to see of the two of them getting together in that route, because we were robbed, we were deprived, there was so much potential, and
We really
were
were.
not given anything. We were given very little. And so she's filling in the gaps of how they go from disliking each, well, from being bitter, spiteful exes to friendly banter to spending more and more time together to being together at the very end. And it used to be a fan fiction on AO3, and it was so good. It was one of my favorite fan fictions while it run, and I'm really excited to see it on Dorian. Related to spoiler warning, Persephone, Orpheus, and Eurydice vibes from the spoiler warning information in relation to the Arcana lore and Greek mythology. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Those are the vibes. Those are the vibes. Nothing is free. And death sometimes is tricky. Well, thank you all for coming. I'll be going to bed. Good night.
I will be also going to bed.
Yeah.
Good night, all. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much. Today was overwhelming. I never had this many people come on. Good night.
Thank you.